Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes.
Just four happy guys that love them some hoops here to talk about that hoops. Be sure to leave a like on the episode, subscribe to the channel. New episode of Teed Up with Pierre and Dreesen just dropped a few days ago. New episode of Small Ball with Kenny Beecham. And a new episode of what?
Tag Team Talk with D Mills and Minor Reese.
He finally dropped an episode, y'all. Can we get a round of applause
Oh,
for
you
Darrick?
dropped an episode?
Yeah, came out this morning.
If
What were
you're
some of the topics y'all
into
touched
wrestling.
on? I know you like to touch on stuff.
Whatever. What happened on SmackDown last night?
Oh.
The big segment at the end, we talked about the Punk, Roman, and Rollins feud.
Hype it up a little bit more. Why you dry?
I'm dry?
Hey, for somebody that just dropped the pilot, you should be, hey, we did this, we did that. This is
Walk
the
me
best.
through it. How long was the episode?
It was about 55 minutes. So
Okay.
we started with a little intro of who we are. He introduced himself. I didn't know his granddad was his granddad is a Hall of Famer in the WWE.
Wow.
And I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
That was actually
that boy
crazy.
humble.
And he said he got the Hall of Fame ring too.
He has it, or his
Yeah, he
grandfather
has it. Reese has it.
Oh,
That's dope.
And I was like, that's so crazy. So like this is like in the bloodline.
yeah.
And he said he wished he could have kept it going, but he had medical issues where he couldn't do it. So he never
Hey,
got
he
in the ring.
did it long enough and well enough that he's a Hall of Famer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm talking. Reese said he wishes
Oh, he
could've-
wanted to carry out the
but
legacy.
he said he
Oh,
couldn't
Reese
do it.
wanted to be in that ring.
Yeah, but he said he couldn't do it because of
Rey
medical reasons.
Mysterio, lit ass.
Yeah. He definitely would have been a little ass.
His name would have been like Freaky Man or something.
Freaky man.
Freaky Man.
But I think y'all would really love it. Y'all should definitely go tune in. we
Audio
got
only or is it visual?
It's visual. It's on
Okay.
YouTube. We recorded on Zoom.
We also got a new video on the Enjoy Basketball channel.
Yeah.
Yes, we
With
do.
maybe the best ad read you'll ever see. So please
Yes.
go check that out. It was funny in the moment when we shot it, but the edit was so much better. Oh, man.
Yeah, let's talk about that because a lot of people was now I don't want to say a lot of people, but somebody reached out and said, "Why was it edited so much?" Because we were laughing our asses off.
Yeah, I don't
There
be
you go.
realizing it be taking us a couple tries for some of
Hey,
them
that
ads.
1 minute, or how long was the segment? Like 2 minutes maybe, Christian?
Yeah.
2 to 3 minutes? It took us like 15
We need the
minutes to shoot
bloopers
it.
though,
The
because
bloopers
we
is
had like a
hilarious.
2-sentence thing that D Mills had to read, and
Just a
it took-
script, 2-sentence script.
It took him about like 5 to 10 minutes.
So that's what I didn't want to say, but there you have it. D Bills was messing up the thing, and we was laughing. They thought we was like wilding out. No, we were just laughing at D Mills because he was do it right, but it would be 1 or 2 words off, or he would read
telling him
everything
just
and get to the last
yeah,
word.
We kept saying just like read it, just read it, just read. Take your time, read it slow, and then like
was
after
like,
that
nah.
9th mess up, he's like, "Should I just read it?"
And it's not even just Christian was even messing up at the beginning. Christian started off the whole ad read laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He do that
He
every
started
time.
it off super
Shit, wasn't
goofy.
even that fun. I'm good though, as far as the basketball, where everything is kind of lining up perfectly with the March
How your
Madness.
bracket looking?
My
Is it
bracket.
completely done, or do you got anybody that has made it as far?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
just don't have Houston.
Okay.
Everybody else is there.
Okay.
But
I'm glad you feeling good.
I
I'm not
took a
feeling good
chance.
over here.
About what?
I done lost some money.
That was a couple $100. You spent that on.
Show me the money, Mike.
Where's my liquor? I mean, where's my wine?
I wasn't able to go to the store.
Oh
this
my
evening.
goodness. Hey. Hey, shout out to him. You do a bet and you get your return on it fast.
Innocent singles too, dog. Hey, shout out to Josh Giddey, man. Look at this bread. What this,
That's-
1,000?
We did our bet.
1,005.
2 weeks ago.
We did our bet. You hear him
Hello?
2 weeks ago.
Hello?
And I still don't have my wine. That's crazy.
I got to go to Cooper's Hall.
That's
after this.
crazy.
This is what we gonna do with the money, man. Man, shout out to the
shit.
Bulls, baby. Not only are we gonna be the AC, we gonna win and we win in the first round, baby.
It hurt because I just
I'm gonna have to
finished
pick
my
all that up,
taxes
so,
up,
Yeah.
and you know Uncle Sam.
I'm
gotta
helping
get his
help you
part.
pick some of this up.
Hey,
man.
don't put none in your pocket though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this
that's
to the
how-
barbershop with me.
What
That's
I'ma do
how I
with
be
some
in the
singles?
club. I be picking the ones back up.
You pick him up and rethrow?
Yeah. If it don't go far enough, you gotta redo it.
I'm genuinely surprised though you did come with singles.
I'm actually, when he handed
That
you
just-
that bag, I was like, what? Ain't no way he really got singles.
I thought you was just gonna hit me with the Venmo, a Zelle, or something. But hey, shout out to you, man. Your word, man. Double or nothing, and it ended up being a lot of money on that one shot.
I was so ready to text you, man. I was ready to tweet you like, yeah, that's what I thought. I don't owe you shit.
Many people did, by the way. Many people did hit me up where y'all were up by 18.
But I was just like, maybe let me hold off
You were scared.
till the clock hits 0.
You were scared. That ain't real. Talking shit when
That's
the
what
clock hits
Kobe
0
White be
ain't
doing
real.
to people, bro.
You got to talk shit when it happened, during everything. Don't be scared.
Maybe the game of the year, though. All things
Yeah.
considered. Or ending of the year. Maybe not game of the year, but ending of the year. When you consider being down by
turnover.
5 with 12 seconds to go and winning a basketball game in regulation.
I know. You know how you know it's real? My dad called me talking about, yeah, I'll take Giddey over LaMelo. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro.
That's funny.
That's crazy.
Because they both are in the news cycle. LaMelo's out for the rest of the year.
But he didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Just talking. Yeah, man, I ain't never seen LaMelo produce like this. Oh, okay.
You know what?
That's the
I
basketball
think
world.
Pops might be. No, let me chill. Let me chill. shout out to LaMelo. Matter of fact, let's just get into drop the mic.
A new generation of Toyota drivers are here, and they want you to know one thing. You can't stop my drive. Toyota, let's go places. Today's Drop the Mic, presented by Toyota. Pick one word to describe this NBA season.
Fine.
That's it.
Fine. Are we talking about the basketball? Oh, I guess it's a full thing. The basketball's been cool. Biggest trade in NBA history did happen this season, so that's cool. But it's hard to come up with an individual word, man. Because I think from start to finish, it's just been fine.
I'm gonna go with electrifying. I think it's had a little bit of everything. It's had the downs because we had some injuries and whatnot. That's always something that us fans don't want to see. But we've had surprise teams like the Detroit Pistons has bounced back significantly. The Memphis Grizzlies, who we'll talk about, bounced back significantly. The Rockets, as a young team, played better than we all expected. The Cavs, we all expected to be good, but they showed up to be way better. The Celtics are still good. The Thunder have been phenomenal. We had an MVP race. Feels like, I think, a shade, but a lot of people, had Jokic, and we had some drama.
I think Shea won it.
The Jimmy Butler trade, the Luka trade, All-Star. Didn't really like the format, but it was still a good time and a good place to be in with San Francisco. It's been electrifying. It's been electrifying. You had some moments from Wemby, Russell Westbrook, triple-double stuff. He's rejuvenated. LeBron and Stephen A. as a recent. Like
this week in general may make
it's
it
been
a lot
great.
better than
Tyrese
fine.
Halliburton, the Pacers,
To
started
build
off
that,
slow.
I'd probably say like shocking.
I was gonna say unpredictable. I feel like everything that kind of happened this season was kind of the Cavs. You did not predict them to be this dominant. The Magic, you didn't predict them to be this bad.
Some of us did.
Because I'm saying
You
if
couldn't have predicted Luka getting traded. You couldn't have predicted De'Aaron Fox getting traded. Jimmy being on the Warriors would have never crossed your mind.
Unpredictable is a good word for it. Yeah.
say, just forget all the trades and everything for a moment. If somebody from the future, say we went back to the start of the season, somebody from the future came and they just showed us the standings, do you think you'd be kind of surprised just from that?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, to see the Pistons triple their last year's
and
total
then
wins,
the Pistons, they were unpredictable.
that's enough. Man, if you would have put some money on that, if somebody came back and said, this is about to happen, bro, we will all be millionaires. Because the odds for them to make the playoffs had to be disgusting. To host the playoff series is really in play right now. So that would be the most surprising thing I would say. And then other things in the standings, the Houston Rockets is probably the next one. I guess it depends on what day.
So much has happened that we forget Karl Anthony Towns was traded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cat being a Knick.
Yeah, that felt like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It happened It happened a month before the season started.
Oh.
Maybe even
unpredictable.
Maybe even like a few weeks before the season started.
You know, they were right before training camp.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, welcome to New York, I guess.
Big
So, yeah.
bodega.
Big bodega.
So much has happened. The NBA season has been, it's had its moments and its spots, but it's definitely been like the gift that keeps giving. It's just something. It's always been something to kind of talk about for the most part, some type of drama. And it's always funny because right when I feel like that's it, it's just more keeps happening.
Well,
And
we
it's
ain't
so
really not going
unpredictable.
to talk about, I guess, all that LeBron-Stephen A. Smith, but that stuff really fueled them for, like, I guess, a decent amount of time in an area where the NBA is really dry.
It was like 2 weeks. It's been like 2 weeks of them.
I would say if it was 2 weeks, it was 13 days too much.
It's going to keep going on. too.
It definitely will.
Actually, I don't know. I don't think LeBron's going to do anything else.
No, it don't have to be LeBron
No,
doing
it's-
something else though.
Right. I think that's the way I've been kind of thinking about it too, in my theory. Because me and my chat been talking about it, and initially, deep down, I honestly thought he just kind of wanted to say it to his face in the moment. And this is just going back to the moment where Stephen A, like, where LeBron and Stephen A were face-to-face courtside or whatever. They just want to really say it to his face. Now, I'm kind of starting to think that it was a little planned out for this type of thing to happen, for it to be like a self-implode type thing, because he had to know they were going to be talking about this for a long time.
Who is he?
LeBron.
Okay.
Or are you acknowledging?
Just like
because he looked at the
always talk
camera.
about-
Well, the guy that shot the videos, the Flight Mike, the YouTuber, he is not in cahoots with LeBron James.
I'm not saying. I mean, he knew somebody was going to record that.
I mean,
there's no
maybe.
way.
He just looked up.
He just looked up.
There's no way.
You know how many times I've been in the Bulls game? Like, Zach LaVine is looking at us right
What
now.
would be the purpose of that? He's LeBron James. Even if he tweeted it, it would have the same.
Yeah.
In all honesty, to fuck with him.
I think that if Bron wanted it to be that moment, it wouldn't have happened in the middle of the third
He would have
quarter
just
in
did
the
it.
timeout.
He would have did it on his podcast.
He would have done it like when the game was over, where most people have their phone because they're celebrating a win. Who has a phone out during the third quarter of a random game? Not many people. I would assume.
I'm
We
saying-
only have one camera angle of it, which means that nobody else was really paying attention.
And I'm still trying to ask you, what do you get? Well, what are you saying?
To mess with him back, like I say, it's a real crazy theory, but it's just like he doesn't really have to do shit. But now Stephen A is kind of like under this fire, and they're like, it's all on Stephen A. And LeBron honestly doesn't have to respond at all.
But I'm saying that's because LeBron is talking about it this far.
Right.
It ain't because of just the sideline thing. The sideline thing lasted for 2 days on LeBron's
I
side.
think it's a little bit of. It's not just the sidelight thing. It's the thing where he comes at the media, and I think it's a little like it's a mixture of everything that's kind of.
That's what I'm telling you. He could have. This could be the result even without the sideline thing. The sideline thing was like, oh damn.
That's
okay.
why deep down, I think he honestly just wanted to say that shit to his face.
But if he did that, he wouldn't have then posted about him on his Instagram. He
Again,
then went
that's
on
why I think again it's the fuck with him.
Pat McAfee.
Not that he thought he was gonna say like I could have whooped his ass or whatever, but it's just like certain shit is just gonna come out because he literally has to talk about it, and he's not getting a response
But you can
back.
do that without. I'm going on. Okay, let's dial back because I feel like you're losing me. You said that you feel like he wanted to say that shit to his face and hope that the cameras were around.
Not that it was literally hoping the camera's around, but it's 2025. Everybody has their phone out and
So
recording.
essentially, he's hoping the cameras around.
Probably, yeah.
I'm saying
Not that he knew it was gonna be recorded.
right. I'm saying with or without it being recorded, LeBron is going to stir up the pot even with just a tweet, even without saying shit to him face to face. He just went on Pat McAfee and said a whole bunch of other shit, and he went face to face to anybody, and look how it's been. So it's like I don't know. I feel like he did want to say it to his face. I agree in that sentiment, but not because he wanted to fuck with him. I think he wanted to tell his ass straight up, "Hey, I'm for real. Like you starting to get on my nerves with this shit about my son. I ain't a game to play with." Not because he wanted it to be a theatrical thing. To fuck with him is now the
that's why-
social media shit when he's swinging.
I see what you mean. That's my original
That's
thing.
the fuck with
That's my
somebody.
original thing when people was talking about it. Like he probably just wanted to say that shit straight to his
Yes,
face.
I believe that for sure. Because I think it's so. There's a human element to this shit that a lot of people forget because it spends so much time on social media. Whereas like sometimes you do want to let a motherfucker know like it's fine, that's social media, but
I think
also
my theory
like
comes from why does he do it in that moment?
Well, he said he also need first and foremost. He said, "Well, he said first and foremost, I got to protect my household, and that essentially is Bronny." And so at that point, I guess Stephen A had went too far, and when he said, "I'm talking to you as a father," that's not when LeBron said, "All right,
Again, that's
bet."
where my theory comes because like he could have done that in private.
But I'm letting you know
Why?
how serious I am by stopping in the
Stop it.
middle of the game, and as soon as I feel like I can go talk
I
to
see
your
that.
ass,
That's-
I'm not
yeah.
doing this whole silly waggy shit that you do with everybody else, where you say a bunch of shit for months and then we meet up and have a phone call and all of this in the background. No, I'm letting you and the rest of whoever know that this is this serious to me. That in the third quarter of a game, I'm going to step to your ass and I'm going to tell you what it is, and I ain't trying to hear shit you was saying. Stephen A was trying to talk back by the video, and based on what he said, and LeBron kept repeating himself. Hey, I don't give a fuck about that. That's my motherfucking son. Stop talking about my son. Hey, but we can talk. Stop talking about my son. Period. And we walk off on your ass. And it's that simple.
Deal.
It's
And
ain't
to
no,
back that, that's
we
why-
can have a conversation later. No.
And that's why, to back that, I don't find it hard to believe at all when Stephen A. Smith is like, I was trying to get on the podcast, so I want you. Like, any type of back and forth, he don't really care for it.
Yeah.
He just wanted to say what he had to say.
There's no reason from Bron's
Exactly.
perspective to do something
Exactly.
like that.
This ain't that. That's some shit I would do with my homie. If somebody I had a relationship with and we was off key, let's go chop it up on a podcast, because then once it's over, we gonna be smooth. Stephen A. said him and Brian don't F with each other anyway. So if we already don't rock with each other that hard, and then you doing this, we damn sure ain't finna have no sit down. No, hey, this what it is. It's serious. I'm letting you know to your face, and that's what it's gonna be. And then, LeBron, now I think he's starting to fuck with it, because you're not finna just have no free press run to
Now it's like ha 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 type moments from Bron.
And Kevin Love done got it so involved.
I always do. Shout out to Kevin Love.
Kevin Love done been an extra extension of all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I find it funny that Bron did go on Pat McAfee, though, because he's LeBron James. He don't need a media tour when he's dropping a new podcast. He's literally LeBron.
Exactly.
One tweet that said, "Mind the game is back," would have been enough to get 1 million views in 24 hours. But he's like, I'm
I
here in
remember I had
Indianapolis.
told you, I was like, a week ago, I was like, y'all know LeBron's about to be on Pat McAfee show. And y'all was like, for real? I was like, who?
Surprised the hell out of me.
And yeah, I was like, Pat McAfee said it. I don't know if that was already planned or if they planned it once this shit happened. Like, I don't know.
Oh, definitely once this shit happen.
Oh.
Definitely once
Mind the
this
game
shit
is
happen.
back, though, so that's going to be fun. With
With
Steve
Steve
Nash.
Nash.
With Steve Nash.
Steve Nash.
Some
Yeah.
MVPs
And
at that table.
That honestly might be a very interesting. I'm actually very excited to watch that.
Same.
Just because I like how he kept it with another high IQ guy like Steve Nash.
I think you can only do it. I think you only do it with a high IQ guy.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying, like, I think Steve Nash, being the point guard that he was, is probably, like, mentally is on the same level as, like, LeBron
No, I'm
James.
agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to sit here and think of the other guys. Like, if you wanted to do this and have season variations and you keep changing that seat, I was trying to think of other guys he could have, but some of the first people that came to my mind, they have coaching jobs like JJ. So they like a Jason Kidd probably wouldn't be able to do it because he's coaching the Mavs.
Rondo would have been nice.
Rondo would be a really good one.
Is he still a consultant for the Bucks?
Maybe, but I don't think that
different
would
than head
stop
coaching.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that would stop him.
But that would be a really good
I do
one.
like the idea of seasons, though. Hey, season 1 was me and JJ. Season 2 is Steve Nash. Season 3 is Rajon Rondo. Season 4 is
Iguodala.
Derek Miller.
Oh,
John Wall.
John Wall.
Who knows?
Yeah.
You know,
Different, just
just
different levels of the IQ.
because
Because
I think it changed the perspective.
yeah,
of
Steve
everything.
Nash is way different than John Wall.
Yes.
But I
100.
think there's still some IQ shit that you can take away from it.
They signed a big deal to bring it back too, so I'm excited to see
He can even have Kyrie.
what other type of content falls into it.
I think Kyrie would be a little different. Kyrie breaking shit down on how to get to his shit. And forget the other 4 guys. This is how I'm getting to my bag. And I'm going crazy.
And they can also talk about they played with together 5 years. They live 5-year stint. There's probably a lot of stuff that didn't happen within that 5 years that could be covered.
Kyrie also a player. Gonna be
He
a little
is.
different.
But I feel like also in the summer, a lot of those dudes in LA anyway.
Guess we'll see. Do we have a Millsmans of the week?
We do. It's Kawhi Leonard is the Millsmans of the week, man.
I love this.
And I think Kawhi's consistently giving you over 20 points a night. He's giving you some 30-point performances. He had a game winner. And also the defense has been impeccable. Last night he looked like he was playing against a high school team against the Brooklyn Nets. He was just taking the ball from everybody. And it's just amazing to see that a dude who had 2 significant knee surgeries and he's kind of bounced back. He's really looking like peak Kawhi Leonard all over again. The aimbot is back, and the shot is just falling at a consistent rate to where he's damn near unguardable again on the court. And, like, you don't see this from a dude who just had 2 major knee surgeries bounce back like this.
Yeah. I don't mind that at all. I think that him getting recalibrated 8 games, 9 games before the
Recalibrate because
playoffs.
he's a bot, right?
Because he's a bot.
Robot.
It's perfect. I mean, since the All-Star break, they've had one of the 3 best offenses in basketball, which is amazing because throughout the rest of the regular season, they were like 20th. And then the defense has still been one of the best in basketball. And if you're saying Kawhi Leonard can just take over a game like he did, which game was that? The Kings game? No.
They did just play the Kings recently.
It was either the Kings game or the Cavs game, or maybe it was both, where Kawhi Leonard just completely took
That was
over.
One where
the
James
Cavaliers
Harden
game,
got
right?
one where James Harden got hurt, right?
That was the Thunder game.
The Thunder game, yeah.
But it probably was the Cavs game that I'm referring to, that he just completely taken over. You mentioned it like they were playing against a high school team. They had a couple dudes suit up yesterday. I'm watching this game like, who the fuck is TETN? I thought he was a running back. I swear.
The Jaguars?
You saw,
that's a Jags running back.
You saw got a double-double.
I did. I tweeted about it. I cannot believe I'm watching.
I don't know who you talking about.
Jim Timmy. Is that who you talking about?
Jim. Yes, Jim
Hey,
Timmy.
this podcast is the most funniest.
Drew Timmy.
Yes.
Drew Timmy. My bad. I don't know why I said
Jim Timmy is hilarious. And he was wearing number 26. Spencer Dinwiddie got to feel away about that.
Yeah. It might go in the rafters one day for Drew Timmy because he's going to just average a double-double for the rest of the season.
What about Jim?
I think he's talking about Jim Tomei.
Oh.
You know, it's baseball season. So
What
he just
position Jim
he got-
Tomei
he just got it
played?
mixed
No
up.
idea. First base.
Yeah. Jim Tomei used to be at Chipotle. I ran into Jim Tomei at the Chipotle that we by your old job.
For real?
I was going in, he
I
was
had
coming
that,
out.
that Chipotle chicken. I wasn't messing with it.
You got to get it at the right
Hey.
right location.
Yeah.
right
I
time.
wasn't messing with
And
it.
I ain't one of those, man, you got it. Everybody like what they like. That shit was top tier to me.
I need that other stuff they had back.
It's Al Pastor
The
chicken
Al
and then that
Pastor.
honey. That honey is right there close
I'm
second.
telling you, I had a bad experience with the honey.
He did, and I came in here and told him, and that shit a hit.
And I went to the one right outside the studio, and I was like, "Oh, this
That's
shit
the
a
one.
hit."
That's
Okay.
that's
There
the
you go.
one.
You got to hit the
Which one did you go to? By your house or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Chipotle kind of sucked.
That Chipotle, I ain't gonna say it sucked, but it'd
It'd be wishy washy. That's why I went in there, they didn't have rice.
Oh yeah, thank you for saying that. I'm never going there.
That is
I'm never going there.
crazy. There's no rice.
And they
whatsoever.
didn't have plans on making more either. So I just had to leave.
Do y'all what's your belief level in the Clippers if they're playing this well going into the playoffs?
I think they're the most dangerous team out west. Like,
Okay.
The most dangerous team out west?
You talking about like a dark horse?
Let's dial it back.
Yeah.
Can we dial
As
it
in a
back?
dark
Can we
horse.
dial it back?
Okay.
Can we dial it back? Because y'all are jumping way too ahead. We might as well just get into cap or no cap,
Let's do it.
end of the year style edition. Because we can get into. I don't want y'all to have this conversation and then be talking about some cap or no cap. How you feel about the Clippers?
Like in the new phone case, it match your shirt.
It does. Thank you.
He
Y'all
had the-
laughing
he
like
had
I was in a closet. Like
No, I know. It's just coincidental.
But you see, the screen matched the case.
It do.
That's a green screen. What you know about that? All righty. So you wanted to talk about the Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers are the most dangerous team seeded 6 or lower.
Okay.
Cap or no cap.
That feels a
I'm
lot
helping
better.
him. I had
That
to come in and
feels
help him.
a
No
lot
cap.
better.
I think they are one of the most dangerous teams when you're talking about being a 6 seed or lower. Just because if Kawhi's playing at this level, we've seen that when Kawhi's healthy, he's gonna extend series. No
You
matter
about to
what.
get on his ass?
No,
And then James Harden is playing at this level. Norman Powell, Zubac. I just think, especially when you talk about the defensive side of the ball, defense wins you a lot of these games when it comes playoff time. And if you just have James Harden and Kawhi down the stretch of games, being able to make plays
I was gonna steal it.
and do stuff like that, I think the sky's the limit.
So for the people at home right now, 6 seed or lower is the Clippers, it's the Warriors, it's the Timberwolves, the Kings, Dallas, and then the Suns, I guess. I mean, we were just 3 days ago talking about how amazing the Warriors looked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the Clippers are the more complete team of the two, but it's something about like the mystique of what Jimmy Butler could potentially do in the postseason, or the mystique of what Steph Curry could do. But I think the Clippers are more complete, man. I truly do believe that. I counted it on my podcast the other day that like there's no archetype of ball handler that they're not going to neutralize everybody, but they can't match up against. You know, sometimes you look at a team roster like, damn, they ain't got nobody that could guard this dude. Darrick Jones Jr., Chris Dunn, Kawhi Leonard, Ben Simmons got a bunch of run on Shea the other night. And then, like, James Harden is not the defender that those dudes are, but he's a big-ass body that's a smart defensive player.
Batum is as
And
well.
Batum as well. And it's like, damn, they got the rest. If they win against the series against the Lakers, I would probably take the Lakers in that series, but I'm like, they have the bodies to match up against what Luka could do or Bron could do, and that might go a long way. Not to mention that they got the shot creators. If you're going to have a bunch of defensive wings, you usually are sacrificing shot creation, not with James, not with Kawhi, not with Norm. Like, they got these dudes, and Bogdanovich off the bench has been looking better and better as well. So they're a real life sleeper, and they got a real center in Zook.
Exactly. A lot of teams out west either have one or they don't.
And against a team like the Lakers, sometimes they can play Ben Simmons at the 5 and just play Kawhi at the 4.
And you know that's what Ty Lue love to do.
Yeah.
This is just, not only do they have the bodies defensively too, I just love the way that Ty Lue is scheme. We've seen that since he's been with the Los Angeles Clippers. And I was really impressed. I know they lost the game. It just speaks volumes how good OKC is. But I like that performance that they had defensively there. And that was one of the first times where I seen a team legitimately say, hey, we got our guys that we definitely going to leave. Like, we definitely leaving Hardenstein. We definitely leaving Caruso. But, like, I had never seen a team say, you know what, we leaving Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe as well. Like, we have one guy that we feel like we have to stop and neutralize as much as possible, and all of our attention is going to go into that. And it gave them a chance to win. It really did give them a chance to win, and I could see them figuring out different ways to remix that in a 7-game series and ultimately giving themselves a chance to win a couple games, you know, in that way. Obviously, the Thunder would still be the tremendous favorite in that, but just when you look at the other teams,
did J-Dub play in that game?
No, J-Dub just came back.
Yeah,
last
I know
game.
he just. I didn't
But
remember
in
if he
that
was
Clippers
in that
game.
game.
It was no J-Dub and no Chet.
So yeah, that's actually a lot different.
Absolutely, absolutely. All we have is what we have.
what we saw. Yeah, especially when you're talking about that OKC team without J-Dub and Chet has gone out and bust teams' asses.
Yes.
So,
This
so the
a
Clippers essentially say anybody but you.
Yeah, this is a definite no cap. I've been quietly kind of rooting for the Clippers just because I love the season James Harden has been having, and like this whole season, it's been like, man, they might be really dangerous if they just had that dude that could really help them close out games. And Kawhi, he's back.
Yeah,
He's
no,
back.
all year I've been just watching what James Harden is. He's essentially still been in the system. So watching that has been.
I tweeted it yesterday, man.
About
James Harden's system.
I seen you also tweet something about Shea having his worst game, and them OKC fans start trying to get on your ass.
He had his worst game. He's the fucking MVP of the league.
What was they saying?
I don't
It was
know.
like he still had more points than your top score averages on your team. Just shit like that.
Oh, they were talking to each other.
Oh, they did.
That was the Clippers fans. I mean, that was a Thunder fan talking to the Clippers fan.
okay.
It was
okay.
like, who cares?
Again, that type of fandom is so stupid.
Y'all literally won the basketball game.
Why can't your best player on your favorite team have a bad game?
And someone acknowledge it.
Because that was a bad Shea game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just subjective. It was a
Which
bad
is
Shea game.
okay. I've never seen an NBA player never have one.
He
They
sh-
all
that
would
was
tell
his
you-
lowest field goal percentage of the year. You can't convince me that wasn't a
Holy
bad Shea
shit,
game.
that's
They
the
would
type
tell
of
you
shit.
themselves they have bad games. I think James Harden literally just said in an interview that sometimes you put in all this work and you still go out and you have bad games, but that's just a part of it.
Yeah.
And that really is just a part of it.
That shit is killing the game, man. That shit is killing the game. No, seriously, that's stupid.
If
as
my
shit.
favorite team was the best in the league and I had an MVP on my team, there was nothing anybody can say to me about my team that would get me all riled up. There's zero things you can say because they have not seen a losing streak this year. They don't know what it feels like to be on a losing streak. There's nothing you can tell
I'm
me.
laughing because our friend Josh got the juice, bro. He been real active in the Discord lately. I remember the Suns was on a big Suns. This is the year the Suns was on. I
Josh
think
got
it was on the road to the finals.
time
Whatever.
after the shit he pulled.
They lost one game. He's like, man, I don't know if I could do it with this team no more.
Just spoiled.
Just
a
one game
spoiled
they
fan.
lost.
And I bet he can go back. If he could go back to those times, he would, based on the way his team looking
Man,
right
he would have done that shit 2 days ago.
now. Yeah.
I feel you. If the Knicks were doing what the Thunder are doing, and Jalen Brunson had a game where he shot 9 of 23, and we still won, and somebody like, man, yeah, we did. That would be my brother. Like,
Honestly, on some
yeah,
real
y'all
shit,
did y'all thing, but we still won.
That's
we won.
those are the best games to win. 'Cause
Yes.
that just
Yeah.
means that like you weren't having your perfect game at all, and you
And you
still,
still
found a
won.
way.
Found a way.
to win.
And your role players stepped up.
Oh man,
Yeah.
people are
Because Lou
just-
Dort been shooting that
Let's
thing.
hope that that's an 8-year-old or 9-year-old.
You know how many times we been
This is
playing? We
bio
like,
32.
me and P, we 5 for 15, 16. We like, bro, if we win this game, but then we just lucked out.
We just
we
pulled it off.
need this win if we can win this shit.
If you get us, don't let us win, because this ain't happening again.
Right.
Don't let us win. But yeah, I agree with most of what y'all saying about the Clippers. It's actually just a good story. I think it's kind of good for the NBA as well, because they did do the less by subtraction. I mean,
Addition by subtraction.
addition by subtraction. You ain't got to stress yourself out and give people no trade clauses and $200 million and a private plane and all of that. Nah. hey, this is what we got. If we lose you, we'll figure it out.
If they kept Paul George, their season would be so different.
Well,
Because
yeah,
what
well,
did they
the
replaced him
Clippers
with Derrick
did.
Jones Jr. and Chris Dunn, so they don't have those
And
dudes.
say
Wouldn't
he
have
has
been
a
able to
very
get Ben
similar
Simmons.
season to what he has now, where like maybe he's injury riddled, like they wouldn't be in.
They'd
this
be
spot.
like the 9th seed or
Yeah.
something. I do think they benefit a lot by being the 7th seed, though. I know that's maybe not the smartest take because you
Oh,
never
yeah,
want to be
'cause
in a win or go home
You
scenario.
saying because they can play the Rockets?
Play the Rockets versus playing the Denver Nuggets in the 7th.
Yeah, I agree. No, that makes perfect
So we
sense.
have to see how it break.
And if they won that, then who would they play second round? Would they be a 4-5 or 1-2?
If they are the 2, like the 7th seed,
Yeah, I can't
they would play
remember.
the 3 or 2 seed. So in that case, that's when you go against the Rockets or whoever ends up being at 3. Who's at 3 now?
Now, how could you be with the 3 or 2?
Because it's 1-8 and then 4-5 and then 3-2 and then 2-7.
Oh, they're 2-7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they play 3-6, I thought.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
What did
they
I
would,
say?
they would
You
play
can't play 2 or
3-6.
3,
They would
'cause
play
they would be-
3-6.
Oh, because they're playing against 2 in the first round. I'm
Yeah,
tripping. Yeah,
they would play
3-6.
3-6.
My fault. So yeah, it would be Nuggets or
Clippers.
Clipper, or in this case,
Oh,
maybe the
yeah.
Warriors, so the 6th seed or
Mhm.
whatever.
So if they won,
Things are still changing.
so if they
many
play,
times.
yeah, it is. It actually is very close. So if they playoffs started today,
they
they
would
would
play
go
the
against
Nuggets.
Rockets.
They play against the Nuggets today.
Oh, right, because they're the 6th seed. That's
Yeah.
why you said 7.
Yeah.
Let's just say they ended up being the 7th seed. They would play against the Rockets if the Rockets stayed and everything. And then that next round would be against who?
The Nuggets are probably Warriors.
Nuggets or Warriors.
That would be good for them. Yeah,
Yeah.
they would benefit tremendously
It would
from
be a
playing.
nice little route.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to go against the Thunder in the first round anyway.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Because if you go to that playing spot and you lose that first game, now you're fighting to go against OKC. It's like even in the game again, no J-Dub and Chat, OKC still wins.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't want to see that team at 7.
we trying to point out all these positives and they still won. Man, they did this and that. So yeah. Another couple of things that we have. This is for Darrick to kind of really start us off with, and you'll see why. The Dame blood clot issue could be the final domino in the Giannis era, and what we mean by that is, what could a first round struggle and another premature exit do for the Bucks? The reason I'm starting with you is because you had already hinted to that
Yeah.
with the Giannis situation. So cap or no cap, the Dame blood clot could mean more than just like, oh, he is out indefinitely. Because if you think about it, how many first round exits have they had in the past?
I think it's
3.
let's say 3 years. Maybe it wasn't first round exit, but premature exit. So
So
maybe
they
it was
had
second round.
they had a Jimmy series where he walked them.
They had
And then last year
with the Pacers.
Last year with the Pacers.
I can't remember.
Well, I don't
the year
remember what
I'm going
happened
back,
the year before that, but this year is looking as if they're probably gonna have another first round exit.
which would be the third straight or fourth straight.
Yes.
So the Jimmy series and the Pacers, then the year before that, they beat the Bulls in the first round, then they lost to the
Oh,
Celtics
yeah.
in the second round.
They did. Yeah.
Were
but-
they favored in that Celtics series?
It's a good question. I would assume
I'm just
not.
trying to figure out if it's premature exit.
I would assume not, right?
The Celtics were favored in that series, and it went to 7 too.
Oh,
And that's
okay,
the-
okay.
Yeah.
No, the Tatum game 7 against Philly when he had 50 something. right?
Yes.
So I don't even remember this game.
Tatum
7.
also had 50 when he was getting swept.
That was against the Nets.
That was
though.
against the Nets.
Yep, when they
Yeah.
had Jalen Brown wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That boy Tatum a dog. Y'all
Yeah,
better
game
put some
7.
respect.
In this game 7, leading scorer with 27 points was Jason Tatum. Oh, this is the Grant Williams game. Sorry. This is when Grant Williams hit all
Oh,
those
this is the
threes.
Grant Williams
This is when
game.
Grant
made
Oh,
all them
yeah.
threes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
7 threes.
That's crazy.
So they got a Kelly Olynyk and a Grant Williams game.
Yeah. You just find a way, man.
Hey man, they leave you open. You gotta shoot it, right?
But
Malik
yeah,
Fitz hit a shot in this game.
who?
Malik Fitz.
Haven't heard that name in years. Years. What team was he
Since
on?
that
He was on the
game.
Celtics.
was
1
on
for
the-
1 from the field.
Why did he get playing time?
Blowout.
Oh, that game was a blowout. Oh shit.
Yeah, and 109 to 80.
What team?
Damn.
What team do I remember him on previously?
Let's see. Malik Fitz.
He's on the Nets.
Was it the 76ers?
His face don't even look familiar to me. I can't lie to you.
Was it Temple? What was it?
Clippers
St. Mary's? Okay.
and then the Jazz. Clippers and Jazz. Those are the 2 teams he played.
Clippers and Jazz. Clippers and Jazz.
South Florida, then St. Mary's.
Ooh.
You heard that? Did you know that? South Florida, then St. Mary? Okay.
Hey, because everybody hit the portal nowadays.
Right.
Even when you win Player of the Year.
He way before the portal. But yeah, that will be the thing now though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that.
We'll talk about it later, Christian.
LJ Cryer go to the league. Baylor, it's gonna be
The
crazy.
St. John's kid just hit the portal, right?
Yeah, RJ Lewis. But yeah,
Could this be the final wrinkle? I'm gonna
because
say
you
no.
was already saying.
I'm gonna say no, Cap. I think something drastic would probably have to happen this offseason, just because as an organization, you don't want to be this expensive and have 3.
What could that be? You fired Adrian Griffin.
Yeah.
You brung in Doc. I'm not going in order. You traded Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
You've now traded Chris Middleton.
And probably can't trade Brook Lopez.
What other drastic measure could they do?
And I think that's where
I'm asking y'all.
Yeah.
I think that's where Dame and Giannis will also have to sit down and look at the landscape and say, has this run its course? Like, is this pretty much it? Or do we want to at least swing for it one more time?
Mm-hmm.
But as an organization, do you really want to financially put yourself in that position? So I guess essentially, do you want to maximize your assets, which is Dame and Giannis? Or do you want to go into this and say, hey, we still got 2 of the best players in this conference, so we just going to ride this out and figure it out. So I think those are the only 2 options.
Revisionist history-wise, you wonder, what if they didn't trade for Dame and they kept Drew Holiday? Because you can make an argument that they traded Drew Holiday a little bit premature. Again, we look at that playoff history. One of those years is when there's no Giannis. Giannis is out for the first couple games, and then when he does play, he doesn't look the same, and they end up losing that one. And you think about the assets that they attached to it with the extra first-round picks and stuff, and now kind of pigeonholes them right now to do something amazing. Where even to bring in Kyle Kuzma, they had to trade this year's first-round pick in AJ Johnson, and
you also traded him, and probably didn't realize in the moment, but he ended up going to a competitor in your conference.
Yes. So you wonder. Yeah, that's a very good point. Because I bet if you asked them would they do that trade again, knowing that Drew Holiday will end up on the Celtics, they probably say no. Because that's an immediate competitor for this entire Dame Giannis timeline. As you can see, the Celtics already got them one, and they might get them another one as well. But if you look at the current roster, you think about how can they do something else to make this team better? Is there a quick retool? I don't think so. Brook Lopez is up for a new contract at the end of this season. You got a Pat Connaughton player option for $9 million. He's taking that because he can't even play right now. Bobby Portis is up for a new contract, and he'll be a free agent. And it's what could we do outside of making the really tough decision to make the big thing happen? Will Giannis be okay with saying, hey, because first of all, Giannis has always just said he wants to win championships no matter where it's at. So I don't know if you can convince him, Giannis, man, this is about to be another down year or two while we reconstruct around you. I don't think he says yes.
No, I don't think so either.
Because recently he just did an interview with The Athletic when he was asked about all of this, and he was just saying that there's no better feeling than winning.
Yeah.
He said it's better than intimacy because Giannis is a fucking freak man. He's just a big freak man. And he said even the in-season tournament championship felt like an NBA championship. And I'm like, okay, that's a little interesting. But all he has talked about for 3 years straight is winning and winning and winning. So the idea of saying, Giannis, we about to take a down year while we figure some stuff out, I just don't know if he's I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and I think also the domino effect, I don't think Dame stays around either.
I want to say this is a cap. I feel like they're going to give it another year.
I would hope so, at least.
I would hope so. And again, I guess it kind of goes to back to your question of the era. Could it be the last time we see a superstar pair with Giannis in Milwaukee, before he goes or whatever? I think it might be a good chance, but I think they're going to really try to make this work. And again, because it definitely looks like the last chapter. You guys already mentioned everybody's age, already making the moves and everything like that. But Giannis he's so damn good. You can't have a tanking year with Giannis.
Yeah, and I also just feel the East is so damn good that they roster just can't stick with the East.
It just doesn't compete with other teams.
The roster just suck.
If you just look at the roster for what it is, of course the top end talent in Dame and Giannis is there, but they're 3 through 10. They're 3 through 10. I'm not gonna call it the worst, but of the teams that are trying to compete for a championship, it's towards the bottom.
Yeah.
And again, what do you do? I don't know what you do about that. I think we all are in favor for small market teams to have a guy like Giannis. But if he did come out at this offseason and say, I request a trade, I don't think anybody can be really furious about it.
No, I wouldn't be furious. I just would hope that it wouldn't happen just because, But I wouldn't blame him, I don't think. My only thing is that kind of like what you had said when Darrick first had said it, and I don't think anybody was saying that you was necessarily wrong. I just think that we didn't want you to put it in the air.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, every time something gets sticky, we don't need to start leaving. But Giannis, he's entitled to do that. I wouldn't blame him. But on the other hand, Giannis did push for some of these things.
For sure.
So
He's got pretty much everything he's asked for.
that's
It just
where
hasn't
that's
worked.
my side of like, yeah, he might. This is a possibility if they get their ass bounced, he could go and request it. But like, I'm always in favor of like when you are pushing for something and they doing it, isn't that what they supposed to do? Mm-hmm. And then when a player turn around and act like, man, y'all ain't doing right by me. Like this ain't. It's like you asked for this.
I think that they've done a poor job of like using their draft capital.
I do too.
They haven't drafted well, and then again, they've made some trades to move some of the draft picks that could have been beneficial. If you think about teams that are just competing, like the Celtics have been a good team for like a decade now, and they still find ways to draft or find undrafted players that can really hoop for them. The Bucks have not been able to do that.
The Bucks traded 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder.
And Jay Crowder couldn't play in a playoff series.
Yeah.
I think you got to also do a better job of maximizing things while they're hot. You waited as long as you could to trade Chris Middleton. Like you really maybe.
Honestly, people would have. I don't think it would have been too crazy if they just didn't. They had to offer him an extension, right?
Who, Chris Middleton?
Yeah, wasn't that last year? Like they brought him back or
They
something.
extended him like a year and a half ago.
And honestly, if they would have not done that, and they'd be like they would have decided to go a different direction, I don't think I would have honestly been that too surprised or blamed him in that moment.
You got Rashad Vaughn, Thon Maker, DJ Wilson, Dante DiVincenzo, which was a hit, but he doesn't play for your team anymore.
He was also really hurt for them.
Marjon Beauchamp, AJ Johnson. That's their first-round picks that they've had since 2015.
Marjon Beauchamp hasn't really developed.
All of these guys are out of the league except for Dante.
Well, Marjon Beauchamp plays for the Knicks.
He's on the roster.
Plays for the Knicks. AJ Johnson is on the Wizards.
I was wrong. Chris Middleton had a player option to take for like extra $30 million, which was only one more year.
But they extended it?
But they extended him
reworked
for like
it?
for another 2 or whatever, how many years it was.
Okay.
I'm a believer that you have to draft better.
Sure.
I love that they got Andre Jackson Jr. I don't know if that was a first round or second round pick. I'm thinking
Holy
second
shit.
round.
Oh, they're really bad at drafting as an organization.
But the one thing that I will say is when you talked about
But they did hit on Giannis.
did you
They
say
hit
7
Giannis.
through 10? 6 through 10?
Were you saying?
They're 3 through 10?
3 through 10.
I think those type of things you just have to be better at as an organization and just do your due diligence when it comes to free agency. Because like when the Cavs got Ty Jerome, that wasn't like earth-shattering news.
For sure.
That wasn't like, oh my gosh, watch out.
Or like DeAndre Hunter.
No, when they fucking got DeAndre Hunter.
We were like, that's a steal.
Yeah.
2 second-round picks for DeAndre.
Well, no, I think he's also not like a huge name that would be earth-shattering either.
He's having the
Cavs.
best season
Yeah.
of his career.
If
right
if the Bucks would have got DeAndre Hunter, it would have been earth-shattering to me.
That would have been.
But
amazing.
I'm saying for the guys that aren't him because you have to trade for him, I'm thinking more so like free agency where the Grizzlies got a Scottie Pippen Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Or, and they've tried. Gary Trent could have easily been that. For the beginning of the season, Torian Prince was that when he was making all those threes and
Late in the
whatnot.
three-pointer, yeah.
DeLon Wright seemed like a good move at the time. I think if they are going to do it and run it back, they're going to have to keep trying to shuffle that deck and get as creative as you can. And I wish I had some guys off the top of my brain right now that I could think of, but yeah, you gotta figure that part out because a lot of these teams we see, that's what they do. Like the Thunder drafted AJ Mitchell, and they you got to be able to go find you an AJ Mitchell.
Working around the edges is maybe the toughest thing about being a general manager.
Yeah,
seeing Isaiah Joe get waived by the 76ers and just picking him up immediately, it's been wonderful for the Thunder. And just rare that you see, the Bucks be able to do something along those lines.
Also,
I mean, the Brook Lopez get is really good considering where Brook Lopez was in his career, and then he turned into who he is now. So I give him a lot of credit for that one.
Was good
Bobby
at the time.
Portis, good call. Yep. But also those dudes are now at the age where it's like that's less of a success story because Brook Lopez is a 36-year-old center.
Hey, for a minute, Connaughton was playing for them.
Yeah,
He was.
yeah. I
Making
remember I
shots.
interviewed him at All-Star
Yeah, he had
2020.
that little outfit on. Like he wasn't used to get interviews. Somebody styled him.
yeah, I also think they can't draft the young guys like a AJ.
Yeah, man.
Like,
that was confusing when it happened.
That's just not. playing with Giannis, you got to be ready. You got to come out. You got to be ready to hoop from day one. I ain't know I'm developing this 18-year-old playing next to Giannis. That shit ain't gonna work. He's trying to win championships. 18-year-olds don't win championships.
Yeah, Ryan
unless
Dunn,
they're on the back of the bench.
Terrence Shannon Jr. These are just dudes drafted behind A.J. Johnson.
I think I might have had
Filipowski.
Ryan Dunn mocked to them in my mock.
See, now Ryan Dunn would have been more of an NBA ready player.
If it was all of my picks for the Bucks in this draft was
I saw A.J. Mitchell.
Players that were ready.
A.J. Mitchell. A.J.
players
Johnson
that I thought was
Or at
ready.
least would translate well.
mocked mid-second round before the draft.
yeah,
Who?
I did
A.J.
too.
Johnson. And they drafted him 23rd. And hey, whatever you want to say about it, they shipped him off to a new team and got a player that they really like in Kyle Kuzma. So I guess you could call it successful, but
And
like
I think AJ's in a great.
I
better
like the
situation
Tyler
too.
Smith pick
he
better
give
than the
you a
AJ
couple highlights a
Johnson
game.
No, yeah, I think
Who?
that's
Who?
actually the type
Tyler
of team you
Smith.
should be
Tyler
on.
Smith.
He was their second round pick.
Right.
Yeah, 23. I was looking at the Dylan Joneses of the world, Ryan Dunn, Terrence Shannon, Filipowski or something like that. Or maybe I was looking at Tyler Kolek. I can't remember.
Filipowski would have been Filipowski's been good for like a month now.
Mm.
If anybody that's been watching Jazz, I'm not one of those people though. I just kind of see the stats and be like, yeah, that look all right for a second round rookie. Cause
So they traded 5 second rounds. Would the Bucks have a draft pick in 2026? I mean 2025. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Let me see. Bucks.
Yeah, I think I was actually just
Draft
looking at it a
picks.
couple days ago. I don't remember.
The Bucks in 2025. No,
No, they got a 2026 swap. It looks like.
they own. Yeah, with the
Yeah,
Pelicans.
nothing felt like they had just like
True
draft
holiday trade
compensation up
stuff.
their sleeve because they didn't have nothing to make no moves with anyway.
True.
Yeah. When you trade 5 seconds for Jay Crowder when his ass didn't play the whole first half of the season, that shit, I didn't understand.
How
that.
did Alex Caruso not get 5 second rounders?
But Jay Crowder
Because it
did.
was with the Bulls.
You know what we could do with those second rounders?
Maybe y'all waited too long.
We got to pair that up with Vucevic.
Y'all waited too long, but didn't wait too long at the same time.
Yeah.
Because he's still really good.
Yeah.
He just, I don't know. I guess the price went
I
down.
don't know. Okay. What's the next cap or no cap?
The next cap or no cap, the Grizzlies will elevate into a higher level with the decision to pivot to Isalo as the head coach. Thomas Isalo.
I'm going to say
over-
cap. I think they're going to stay the same. I thought this team was really good. Thought Taylor Jenkins did a good job of utilizing all of his talent. I thought that firing was extremely surprising, especially talking about going into the playoffs. And I thought last year he showed you that with all 3 of my guys being hurt, I could still put guys in positions to succeed and go out here and win games. No, they weren't one of the best teams in the West, but they actually was. If you watch their games, they were in games and they were sometimes beating teams that they shouldn't have beat.
Mm-hmm.
And a big part of that was because of his great coaching. So I was actually very confused by that. I honestly, and I love the fact some people I saw reports saying that Ja was upset about the offense. He implemented an offense that works for everybody. That is like a team-oriented offense. That honestly, I'm pretty much.
Which is crazy
because like
I felt like it was a safety net offense because
yeah,
It also didn't come from
every
Taylor
other month they
Jenkins.
got somebody
Yeah.
injured or out the lineup.
It also didn't come from Taylor Jenkins. That was Noah
That was it.
LaRoche, the guy
Yeah.
that they brought in because
Yeah.
they brought in new 6 assistants. I had did a video on the Grizzlies in December, and I was giving them flowers with everybody that they had brought in and development in the front office. And the offense is cool. I think it's a good offense. I don't know if it's good with the personnel that they have, especially when you have Ja Morant.
I think it's hard to say I'm gonna have an offense that's completely predicated to Ja Morant when he's in and out of the lineup as much as he has been this season and last season.
I think
he wasn't
that's-
there either. I think we have to have a more team flowing offense to where we can't depend on having Ja.
That's the best argument for it,
Yeah.
honestly. It's like, hey, Ja, we don't know if you're playing on a night-to-night basis, so we can't revolve around you. But I do think it's a difference between running this offense and an offense that's revolving around Ja.
Yeah.
You know, there's a middle ground there that I think that he would probably prefer.
And I think Thomas Isalo, I think his offense is that.
He's
It has screening, cutting, and it's just pushing the tempo. I don't think it's like this is revolving around necessarily like it's all job, but it just plays to your best player's strengths, which I think if you have a team, whether your best player is in and out, you are a damn fool if you do not have an offense that's going to play to your best player's strengths. And if you aren't in belief that your best player will be available, then you need to trade him. But to say that we're going to have
a possibility, I guess.
if we're going to have an offense that is not going to be predicated to our best player, and we think he's not going to be available, but we're going to decide to keep him as the guy, that sounds like the most stupidest shit that I've ever heard.
I think there's been some weird stuff going on in Memphis, man. Even when you think about their deadline, like since the trade deadline, they have not been good.
No.
Like they're a sub 500 team. They were the 4th ranked defense. Since the trade deadline, they're in the 20s. Like there's some real stuff that you could say, like, hey, man.
The only good team that they beat was the Mavericks in March. After the Luka trade, where they didn't have nobody.
Yeah, I was saying, is that a good team?
I think they're like 1-10.
It was going off the record.
Yeah,
I see what you're
above
saying.
500 teams.
Yeah, I think they're like 1-10 against above 500 teams since the trade deadline. So like, I understand there being an argument for Taylor Jenkins being cut off or fired or part ways, whoever the hell they framed it. I think the timing of it just makes it the weirdest thing of it all. We've never seen an NBA coach get traded or get fired this late into a season. They have 9 games into the postseason.
That's why
9 games.
I'm going Cap just because it's too short of a turnaround. I think.
No, I mean in general. I'm not talking about from the 9 games.
Oh, okay.
They're about to win the conference.
I had thought you was talking about the 9 games.
No, absolutely not. I wouldn't even ask some shit like that.
I think long
I'm
term.
gonna say Cap from the perspective still that like I really like Taylor Jenkins. I thought a lot of it that could have gone on and probably had to deal with injuries and just people missing time. I think it's super unfortunate I guess they had so many first round exits that it felt like it was time. But like I thought he was one of the like probably my top 3 coaches in the league, honestly.
Your favorites or best?
Favorites.
Okay.
I think 2 things could be right because I'm on the same side as you. I like what they did because I feel like they're in a position where internally they may feel like that they got the most out of what they got, which doesn't make Taylor Jenkins a bad coach.
Yep.
It's the same thing with players. When you have to make a move, it doesn't mean that anybody is bad, but we're capped out as a team. When the Bucks traded Drew Holiday, I don't think they did it because they thought Drew Holiday wasn't a productive, good basketball player, but they felt that they needed to do something to kind of try to elevate the team.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is what it is with the Grizzlies. They kind of felt like they reached their ceiling with this roster and that coach. And I think a lot of what they did in the offseason went over our heads. That's what I said in my video. Whenever you have a head coach and you take away that many assistants and you put in that many assistants, when I seen it and I did my research on it and I made my video in December, I hyped it up because I'm like, oh man, they got a full strong staff. Staff. That's what I do in 2K. I go get the best staff at everything. But it's also a thing where if I got a job right now to be a head coach and I said I'm bringing in these 3 guys as my staff, and then in 2 years, they said, we firing them and we're going to bring in our own people. I think that would be like, I don't think I would be with that. I think that would be a sign of them saying something to me. And
because don't head coaches get to pick their staff?
right,
So
which is if you're firing them and you're picking it for him, that's
that's
kind of,
backwards.
yeah. And then you bring in somebody like Thomas Isolo, who I said in that video in December, he wasn't going to be an assistant coach for a while. But yeah, that's because they got his successor.
Yeah.
And now you can fire him. And when you fire your coach this late in the season, what you don't have to worry about is acclimation. He's already acclimated with the roster. He already has a familiarity. And I'm not trying to stir up the pot and say they blindsided Taylor Jenkins. I'm sure he was aware. And when you connect the dots, you can see some things. But
with the assistants, it definitely had to be some type of writing on the wall.
they clean house besides like Anthony Carter.
Yeah. And like I said, it's super unfortunate that like
But I say all that to say, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
And I know I say it all the time, but I say all that to say that I still like Taylor Jenkins too, like you. I don't think
really
this makes
do.
him a bad coach.
That's why I say it's super unfortunate they never really, I guess, accomplished much to the point where it's like we can do this or whatever. Because I think back how many seasons, like I said, they've been through the injuries and we like, even last year, man, wait till Ja get back. Wait till everybody get back. This team looks good. They can have depth because they were running out players that just young players and they were looking pretty good. Before that, it was years where we were saying, man, this Grizzlies team could be a dark horse team. And we all knew that they weren't healthy for the, like, they were always in a good spot no matter who was in the roster. And I thought a lot of that was on Taylor Jenkins coaching.
Yeah, I think Isolo, is that how you pronounce it?
Yep, it's a low.
His come up has been so ridiculous.
Yeah.
In the summertime, they brought him on to be a consultant. And then they asked him if he wanted to be a coach, and he didn't expect them to do that. He said, yeah, I'll be an assistant. And now he's the head coach of the team. He went from just a consultant to head coach. And I think you said it. Nobody's expecting him or them to go into this offseason and do a bunch of interviews. He's probably going to be the head coach. They're going to take interim off his name.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Right after the playoffs.
I did see some
This is their
stuff where it
head
was
coach.
like they wanted to give him that chance before everybody else kind of submit their like. I don't know if it was like the end of his contract or whatever, but they was talking about it was a lot of talks of him being a head coach after this season.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it on the podcast. He's going to be a head coach soon.
Yeah, so
they're just getting in front of it,
yeah.
not allowing him to do interviews with so-and-so.
1,000% this is their head coach going forward. This is not interim.
What teams are going to have head coaching openings?
So in my video, I don't know who had openings, but the first thing that clicked, and I was just going. I wasn't doing no research, so I don't. With the way he liked to play and where he come from, hey man, I know they got Mitch Johnson, but the Spurs,
Oh, right. They're going to have an opening. It will soon pop.
But it could be Mitch Johnson, right? It could be just Mitch Johnson.
Spurs fans don't like him too much.
This is my thing about coaching. Fans don't like shit
No, for sure.
because it's like
You need somebody to blame for losses.
you need somebody to blame. First, like it's not just Spurs fans, but no fan base like anything. Knick fans hated Tom Thibodeau, love Tom Thibodeau, hate him, love him, hate him.
It seemed like that's everywhere Thibs go.
I think that's
always
just
like a
everything.
love- a
I
love
haven't
and
really
hate
seen
relation.
one coach that's just beloved. I mean, right now the honeymoon stage with the Thunder, nothing gonna go wrong over there right now.
Kenny Atkinson got that level of approval this season so
Right,
far.
true.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
we'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla
Joe
was
Mazzulla,
beloved,
yeah.
but then he wasn't using the timeout. And it's just gonna go back and forth, you know. So
I'm looking at a team. So, like, I guess there's a possibility that Willie Green is not the coach of the Pelicans next year.
Yeah.
Would y'all be
And,
surprised?
yeah.
Chauncey.
Chauncey.
But they went on nice little stretch with, like, you can convince yourself if they extended him, it's a good idea.
So let's implement this next cap and no
And
cap.
that Willie Green one is so crazy.
He
'cause
submitted
what is
it.
he supposed to do?
He submitted. It's kind of yeah. He submitted. Darrick said Taylor Jenkins is next head coach of the Blazers. Cap and no cap. I'm just implementing it all.
Yeah.
That's what he texted me.
I think I would say no cap. I think he's a really good. I mean, he just showed that he can have like he can
But
put
what
you
about
in
what
the
KD
playoffs.
just said though?
What?
I think the only issue was
Chauncey, second
my only
half.
pushback to that was
then if
they didn't extend him, so I think it's weird to see. You don't really see coaches save their job that often. Like if the front office already essentially was like, "We not finna extend you. We gonna let this contract ride out." I honestly think it's hard for the front. I don't think that front office is gonna backtrack on that.
yeah, I think it
kind of
could
think
be
they're
a,
gonna let him just walk away.
thank you for helping build the blueprint, but we've gone as far as we've gone with you, and Taylor Jenkins can raise our ceiling. is
Yeah.
maybe
exactly.
the
That's
thing
what I was
that
gonna
they
say. Just building off of what you said and literally what KB said, to like they reached their cap. And if Taylor Jenkins, and we talking about how good of a coach he can be, why not take him on if he's shown that
and he's shown you
he could make you a
his
playoff
player
team?
development is phenomenal. He
That's
developed,
the main thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's something that the Portland Trailblazers could really utilize. Is that Taylor Jenkins has shown that I can take guys and develop them into being really good NBA players.
Yeah, you are right.
So
Absolutely
I
right.
think that's probably one of the main reasons why I think he might be the head.
But now
coach
let
of
me
the
ask you a
of
question.
all the potential jobs, that's the one that's the most intriguing, I would guess.
Yeah,
I'm going to the Pelicans.
You think so?
Yeah, then I'm
cursed
gonna
last
throw
team?
that out there.
I honestly probably wouldn't. I just wouldn't want to go to another situation where I know my star players aren't exactly healthy. And
Like
also,
I've played this game.
and
before.
also I'm
I'd rather have a star player.
and I'm also starting off the season negatively.
Didn't
I'd rather have a star player. Now, that's my question. If Taylor Jenkins goes to a Pelicans, what do the Blazers do then?
Then they probably do bring back Chauncey, I guess.
you do
But
still have like the Kings with interim coach Doug Christie. We don't know if he's gonna get the full-time job. That might
I
be
would
a
hope so, but you're right. If I could go to the Kings, nah, because then it's a bonus somebody he might want to trade.
The Bulls might be open.
Yeah, I could see Taylor Jenkins going to the Bulls for sure.
Mike
for
Brown
sure.
is still out there.
Yeah, I wonder if Mike Brown will be interested in coaching next season. You know, sometimes coaches get fired and they just
Take a
I can
break.
go
Dip
spend
for a
his
little bit.
bread.
Yeah.
I ain't have to work for it.
finally be with my family. But sometimes people get fired and get that job 2 days later. So it's really dependent on that.
Yeah.
I do like Isolo though. I do like him. I think they're gonna bring in the pick and rolls again. Play fast. Yeah. His offensive rating for his team in Paris in the Euro League was 127.
Damn.
Do you think that making a deal like this immediately stunts your this year aspirations? It's not like we saw the Grizzlies as a championship level team.
Yeah.
But with
Yeah.
getting rid of a coach and bringing a new guy in 9 games before the playoffs, you would assume that like whatever percentage it was, a 1% chance is now 0.
It does, but I think part of them firing Taylor Jenkins is because they kind of already knew. I mean, we look at their first round matchups and we don't know if they're getting out of that.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. I think it takes guts, but I'm liking it. The part that I don't like is that I like Taylor Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, if you got this feeling that you wanted to come in with this situation, you wanted to ride it out, I'm still trying to figure it out because it still makes sense to do this a little earlier, around a trade deadline
100%.
or something. I can't totally make sense of doing it in April.
Well, the Thunder went on a 28-3 run to end their game 2 nights ago.
Okay, so final straw.
Wasn't part of their record like the
But the
losing
Thunder
record
do that to
against sub
everybody.
teams? Like, was that in the second half or after All-Star
Say that
break?
one more time.
So what was their record? Like 1-10
Over the season, they're like 10 games
Oh, so
under.
that's over the
against-
season. I thought it was like after All-Star.
No,
after
yeah,
All-Star,
after
they are
All-Star,
1-10.
they're 1-10.
Okay, so
Yeah.
They're
maybe that was a
44
bigger
and
tell
29,
too.
though.
To
Or
like
44
maybe,
and 30, or 44 and 29. I can't remember.
so maybe that record too is also again just factors into like we know what the writing is on the wall. Let's just get ahead of it.
But to justify the firing,
On the season, they're 11-20 against above 500 teams.
That's terrible.
33-9 against the bad teams.
what I would say about Isolo is when you do it at this time, you may fall off of like what you potentially could have done because you got to bring in a new coach, but it allows him to get experience in coaching in the playoffs already. So next year he won't be a first-time playoff head coach, and you just get a jump start. Now again, why did they wait till April? Basically, don't know, because you could have did this at my birthday.
Especially if you knew,
beginning of March.
like, especially like if you already had the idea that he's probably gonna be the coach.
But then that comes in with the reports of Ja Morant. Did Ja Morant come in and nudge you further to something you were already going to do?
Right.
I don't know. I don't want to put anything on anybody's name. I'm just going off the things that I've seen. I don't know. Was it was there a last straw where it was like, we just can't take this shit no more? Like, I don't know. But I do think that there could be benefits of allowing him to get some type of coaching
Santi
experience.
hit that
in the
weight room,
playoffs.
by the way.
Yeah, the players pushing each other. Did he lose control of the
Desmond
locker
Bane,
room?
I know he's strong. He not pushing you like that,
Hey, no,
Santi.
that motherfucker Desmond Bane big, bro.
Bro, he
is strong ass
Fell
dude.
back into the chair.
They put his face on Ashton Hall.
That's yeah. I actually have the picture saved in my phone, just waiting. Because I told y'all he was pissing me off when I was watching that game.
Yeah.
Wait, can I see it? Oh yeah, I did
Because
see
he
it.
That
had
picture
like
was funny.
he has so many possessions where he just shot a 30-foot three with like 20 seconds on the shot clock, just like,
So
and he missed them all, by the way.
it's cool when they do it. It's a problem because Kobe White be doing it.
One of them is really good, man. They said Kobe White hit a 3 the other night, and they said that's Denzel Valentine range.
Oh, they said that for real.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy.
Stacey King,
I like
they
that.
They be that's going back to that moment, not to rub it in or anything. The call on that moment with Stacey King and Adam Amin, magnificent.
Yeah.
Them letting it breathe for a second after Josh Giddey takes a shot, and then Stacey King having his fake heart attack. So just magnificent.
I just cannot get over the fact that we could have been at that game.
I know,
Yeah, that's-
bro.
Seeing that game, I was
You know,
like,
My heart
I'm
would've
not gonna say
dropped,
no.
bro.
I'm not gonna say
I'm
no
gonna pull my
names.
phone out,
I'm
record
not
you.
gonna say no names and expose anything. But when he asked us,
Oh no, I said the name, so you good.
oh yeah, when Dalen Terry asked us, I feel like our initial response was a little dry.
Yeah, he probably did.
He's
think
like,
we
"What
was
y'all
serious.
doing Thursday?" I don't think we
He said Lakers in town Thursday.
did. He say Lakers? Because I
Yeah.
feel like I
he
didn't-
said we played Brian them on Thursday.
Yeah, that's what he did. He said we played Brown them on Thursday.
and we was like, "What y'all trying to do?"
I just kind of figured that like that game was gonna be so packed that getting those tickets would have been tough, even if Dalen Terry was giving it to us. Dog, we'd have been up in the nosebleeds.
You'd been in the
Shit,
arena.
at this point, I would have been.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
That would've been a game to beat, too,
Nosebleeds
though.
is crazy. I haven't sat in nosebleeds since I was a kid.
I've never sat in the nosebleeds.
I said it no.
Even,
We ain't
even
got,
when I was a kid, we couldn't go.
I sat in the nosebleeds.
I said it nosebleeds.
I said
for
in
sure.
nosebleed to see LeBron. I saw LeBron that game I told Jamal Crawford about when I seen that game. Yep. And Jamal Crawford remembered that game because he did very poorly, which is very crazy. That's the game I sat in the nosebleeds for. My mom just wanted me to be able to see LeBron James because that's all I was talking about. LeBron James, like that video, that was me. And my mom like, man, I ain't get the tickets, but I'm going to take you to go watch it at this little place. And then I'm thinking we had it there, and she pulled him out of her purse. Like, gotcha. I started crying. Like,
My first NBA game, I saw Dwight Howard give the Bulls to work.
Eee.
For real, I seen Dwight too. I seen Dwight against the. No, I didn't. I was supposed to go see Dwight. My mom's best friend took me, and we were supposed to go see the Magic, but something happened and it ended up being a Bobcats game.
Tough.
Well, it's like the next day we had to go, and it was the Bobcats, and Gerald Wallace got ejected, and they did the hit the road, Jack.
Bro,
and don't you come back
on
no
the
more.
ride here, I was just thinking to myself, like, who are the players I need to see? It's a lot of them, honestly. I haven't seen many.
Yeah, you don't go outside.
Me and Bub planned to go see Kobe before he retired. We never did.
I remember Kyron went to go see
Kyrie
Kobe.
spent that bag,
Yeah,
and I bet
we
he don't
shoulda
regret
went,
it
bro.
1 second.
We should have
man.
went.
I want to see Steph Curry live.
You've never seen? No, we've been there.
Yeah.
No, like,
We went to the ring ceremony.
Ring
We
ceremony,
did.
Knicks versus Warriors.
Yeah, we've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
Steph Curry a few different times.
we saw Knicks vs Warriors.
That was the first time I went to Chase Center.
Who said,
Oh, yeah.
Who y'all favorite player to see? Like in
Luka.
person? Luka?
Oh, you seen Luka live?
Hell yeah, I
He
saw
did.
him versus Kevin Durant at Barclays Center a few years back.
Oh,
Amazing.
Hey, Russell is that man watching in person, bro.
Yeah,
I've got
We
to
did
see
go
him
to-
twice
yeah.
so far. Wait, 3 times actually.
we seen him courtside.
I've seen him 3 times.
Yeah.
But like, again, you brought up the moment where like he was just telling people where to go, and then all of a sudden he's throwing a pass. Like, oh, it's just different. Seeing watching somebody in person is way
Yes.
different.
Yeah.
Because
than
my
watching him on the
answer
TV.
is Kawhi. Kawhi is crazy in person. Like how he is. Talk about built like an action figure. He is tall as hell at 6'8". You really can see his hands. He is the most cut person I think I've ever seen.
Yeah,
We talk about how like crazy cut like and big LeBron is. Kawhi looks like
Was it the game
all
last year we went
muscle.
together?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Paul
with the
George
Lakers.
also. I didn't want to say Paul George. He is also crazy to see in person
Yeah,
too.
he
He
was
looks
hitting
like
some
6'11",
ridiculous,
6'10".
yeah.
Paul George is
I
ridiculously
haven't
tall.
seen Shea in person other than All
I was thinking about Shea too.
Yeah, I remember we watched that Lakers vs Clippers, and I was like, LeBron is fast as hell. Like, I know you see it on TV, but like on court, you just like, he is really like the fastest dude on the court.
There's a lot of people I do want to see. I know this might sound crazy. I want to see Jalen Green in person.
That don't sound crazy.
We saw young Bradley Beal and John Wall, and
They
Bradley,
were, bro.
Bradley Beal's
John
back
Wall
then-
looked like he was about 6'6",
Dog.
240.
Dog.
Big as hell.
Bradley Beal was
Yes,
immaculate.
and
bro.
I'm talking about his mid-range pull-ups
Yeah, it
was ridiculous.
Yeah, I could see how a season ticket holder of the Wizards would be on Twitter talking crazy to us.
Yes.
Because if you watching that all the time or you watching it on a consistent basis and in person, I would think that they would win a championship. And I know that Knicks team sucked when we went to go see them, but they were like a well-oiled machine. They played off of each other.
You weren't
John.
rocking with Taj Gibson hitting 2 corner threes?
That actually was like what was going on. It's Emmanuel Mudiay,
Yes.
Mario Hazonia, but no,
Noah
that-
Vonleh.
I'm glad you brought
Oh
that
my
up.
God, Noah Vonleh definitely.
He was
playing.
killing with the
Yeah.
Knicks in that
Yeah.
season.
He was.
But I forgot that we did because we seen that Bucks game.
Yep.
But the other Madison Square Garden game was that Wizards team, and that team looked. And again, I know the Knicks sucked at that time, but boy, I don't think I've seen Porzingis in person.
That's why I be like, man, go to the games. If your team is bad, still go to the games, bro. You can have a really good time. Especially if your team is bad, it's probably cheap.
How many blowouts have y'all been to?
Blowout?
I feel like
I was
usually
a
when I
Bull-
go
I-
to a game, it's a pretty good game.
Remember, I was a season ticket holder for the Bulls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Before
you
they
went to a
did
lot of them,
anything.
probably.
True.
So I went to a lot of blowouts. But I mean, it wasn't. I never was like leaving the arena pissed because I usually got to see a really good player. You know, I got to see something like that.
We've been to so many games that I can't remember them all. I'm sitting thinking and I'm remembering.
Like,
shit
I
that
don't
we've
remember.
been
What
to.
was that Knicks Warriors? I don't remember if that was a blowout.
No, it was actually close. I just can't
Remember
remember.
when we
who-
saw Bobby Schmurda?
We saw Bobby Schmurda.
No, that
No,
Knicks
no, no.
Warrior was close because I remember
Oh, Julius Randle had a
Julius
game.
Randle had a
Yeah,
really good
yeah.
game.
No, we saw Shaq. Shaq.
That's what I meant to say. Shaq was.
Yeah.
And then I met Jesse Eisenberg.
Who we still didn't know then and can't remember who he was now.
Shout out to
From
Jesse.
what? What is he from?
At that time, he had just played Lex Luthor in that Batman movie.
Okay.
Fucking awful in it.
I remember I met the FaZe clan at the Chicago All-Star.
Yeah.
I went to go get some chicken tenders. I'm like,
Is that Banks?
yeah, it was Bang. I'm like, hey, bro, what up, fool? And then he like, what up, bro, whatever. And then I turn around and it was 50 of them all of a sudden that appeared. I'm like, y'all just spawned out of nowhere.
Shout out to Adapt, man.
They was sitting where we was sitting. Like, they ain't media. They not media. Other cap and no caps we got. Phoenix Suns, this is from Mike. I'm telling them the ones y'all submitted. Phoenix Suns had a worse season than the Philadelphia 76ers, cap or no cap. I'm thinking you meant like disappointing.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, cap. I mean, no cap.
No cap. 'Cause-
Joel Embiid played a handful of games.
And
Bradley
Paul George
Beal.
is hurt.
Well, Bradley Beal hasn't played a lot.
I think it was like
recently.
40, 45.
But for the
They've
most
had
part,
KD and
yeah,
Book
they
for
had
majority
KD
of
and
the
Book.
over 60 plus
yeah.
games.
Yeah.
They also they just suck.
They just went on a nice little run too. They
And
won
then
4 and
lose 2 in a
5,
row?
and then now they back to being ass. They had the game against the Celtics on national TV. I'm like, let's go, man.
Yes.
Let's
Got
say this.
dogged.
Let's say this.
They was just giving up so many open threes.
And Kevin Durant even was like, not much I can really do. If
I-
KD is saying that, then it's fucking over.
I don't want to speak out because we do too many of these episodes, and then now I do Teed Up. We doing streams and YouTube and extra enjoy videos, so I can't speak for a fact. But I am assuming that the last time we were doing a comparison between Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards was when we was ranking shooting guards. That's the last time I ever remember talking about these two in the same sentence. Minnesota Timberwolves fans, well, just as Nas Reed Muse account or whatever, which it's all love. Brother,
I don't like music counts.
do not fucking tweet me about something after some shit. That's all I'm saying. Devin Booker didn't
All
play
because
good,
they played against each other.
and
Right,
now
right.
you tweet me. No. If you are indifferent in what I'm saying, speak on it after I say it and just leave it at that. I personally have not thought about Devin versus Anthony Edwards in a very long time.
I actually think we did talk about that recently.
We did?
Yeah.
When did we talk about it?
It was I had made a comment saying that Anthony Edwards, there was like a gap. I think I said something about there being a gap between them, and I would
Was this-
clearly take Anthony Edwards over Devin Booker.
How soon recent was
It was
this?
like within the last few weeks.
It do sound a little recent.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It do sound a
Okay.
little recent. I forgot why it got brought up, but it definitely did.
Y'all.
Oh,
And I,
something
and I
like
still think that it's like he's right there. You know what I'm saying? I think Anthony Edwards, even if he is the top guy, I really don't think it's a gap between him and Devin Booker.
I still don't think it.
I guess we'll see next year when Kevin Durant gets to play with Anthony Edwards and we see which team was better.
My only thing was
He's just a homie hopper, huh?
I haven't thought about them in this like battle shit because I feel like Shea has stepped on everything. Shea has stepped on so much shit that I don't even feel like it's a.
Well, Shea's a point guard.
I don't. They can miss me with that shit. Shea is in the realm of them.
He hit you with that.
Only
Well,
the fan,
actually.
only the fan bases are going to try to do that to avoid a conversation. They are all in the same realm, and Shea is better than both of them currently right now.
So you're saying Shea's a shooting guard?
Bro, you
I've
know-
seen Devin Booker be a point guard. I've seen Anthony Edwards control the ball and
Yeah.
be a point guard. They all in the same realm doing the same things.
But like OKC doesn't. They like Shea literally is their point. They don't have a point guard.
All right. I'm not gonna sit and argue about it. To me, they're in the same realm. If you want to say that they are just two completely different realms of the world, then I'll let you do it. They're in the same shit.
He just gave up on you.
Yeah, I'm not.
He just gave up.
I'm not with that. We get paid too much money to consume and analyze basketball to sit here and act like I'm comparing Monte Morris to LeBron. They're guards. Shea controls the ball and has it, but these two dudes do too. Even when they put Mike Conley out there, I still watch a lot of the Timberwolves games I've seen. Shit, Anthony Edwards might as well have been the point guard. And when Mike Conley was out, I saw lineups of Anthony Edwards, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jaden McDaniels, Julius and Rudy, or Nas and whatever. So he was essentially the point guard. So it's like, it's all the same shit. I saw when the Suns didn't know what they wanted to do. Last year was like, who's the point guard, Bradley or Booker or whatever. They all play kind of the same.
Last year was literally the same
Shea
shit.
just do that shit better.
For what it's worth, in the game of 2K, Anthony Edwards is a shooting guard. Devin Booker and Shea are point guards.
See, and I feel like that's crazy because I feel like Devin Booker should be the shooting guard. Like, if we are going to be extremely technical on some 2K shit where you got to position them, I would feel like that Shea would be the point guard, and then those two by a
Would be two
roster
guards.
construction. But to me,
Because Colin Gillespie's the point guard.
it's right. It would be Gillespie, Jones, Morris.
Mhm.
Do they have anybody else that would be classified as a point guard? I'm just thinking of a depth chart.
Do y'all
for 2K.
ever see
Do they still got
how
Ty-Ty
like
Washington?
before the game starts up, they have
I don't know.
both starting lineups?
Said it, yeah.
They'll have both starting lineups and they'll say their position, whatever. Does it ever bother you when they see like you'll see a dude and it'll be like Luka or it'll be like a point guard, but it'll have like shooting guard?
They have
name.
forward on Luka.
Yeah, I be like
Yeah.
that shit kind of bothers me when they don't be having the right position next to the person or whatever.
But that's why I don't allow that shit to stop me from saying, well, Shea is a point guard. They're
No,
all in the same.
Yeah, because literally just last year when Josh Giddey was the point guard and Shea was literally
They could-
and
exactly.
Shay's basically running the same shit he was last year. And he
It's
was
just,
the shooting guard.
yeah, exactly. It's all over the place. So I'm like, when we do our rankings, yeah, Shea will be classified as a point guard, but like they're all players.
Yeah, I
and
see
to
what-
me,
yeah.
Shea is just
It's like a combo guard.
he's better than them right now.
I've been hitting my driver so good recently.
Have you?
So good. And I'm afraid that it's going to go away when I get to the real course.
No,
Hey,
it won't.
don't have that
Hey,
confidence.
I'm putting-
don't have that mentality.
I'm speaking it into existence right now. It's gonna translate to the real court.
You probably just got to hit up Ziegfeld a little bit.
So I do want to say this.
True.
I walked. Yesterday was beautiful.
Yes.
So I walked-
Today is
so
beautiful,
nice
too.
outside.
Yeah. I'm taking my family out. Besides KB, my entire family besides
snap.
KB is coming. I'm
He just
joking.
reminded me to check on my family.
But I took my dog on a nice long walk. We walked all the way to the golf course. And I just sat there. I was finna take a picture and send it to y'all, but it was so beautiful. I was like, we are like a week or two away from being out here.
I would have booked the tea time, but he had stormed the night before, so I knew
did,
everything was
yeah.
muddy.
But yeah, and then to wrap up the Devin Booker stuff, that's all I'm saying, man. If Anthony Edwards is your guy, rock with Ant. If Shea is your guy, rock with Shea. But don't tweet me after a bad performance because then we could just we both going to be that's
You can
11.
find
might
a
as well
bad.
just
You can
wait
find a
for-
bad.
you
That's
might-
11-year-old
Just wait
shit.
for his bad performance.
No,
and then
I'm
you
not
can tweet him.
because it won't mean nothing to me. I have whatever I have. It is not even, you know what I'm saying? I have what I have. And I didn't realize we had the conversation. But yeah, I stand on what the fuck I said. The hell?
Hey, way to stand on business.
Hey, you know what we going to do. What we going to do?
Stand on business.
Can you say it like Drake was saying it?
No.
You all got Notre Dame or TCU?
Notre Dame.
Give me TCU.
He just want to go against me. LeBron, Steph, KD will show signs of slowing up next season. This is from Mike. Cap or no cap?
Cap. Because I don't want it to happen, so it won't happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
It won't happen. It can't happen.
I
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think all of them are obviously showing signs. Let's be real.
Yeah, no
but it's just
cap.
they're so fucking good
I
that
was
those
gonna say,
signs
he-
are so minuscule.
Yeah.
Because even and
Prime
like,
LeBron don't turn that ball over on the inbound.
he don't.
What would
Prime LeBron not in
that
that
pass was
position.
so damn lazy. I'm sorry. That was such a
And
lazy.
Stephen A. Smith on the mind.
Hey,
They just on each other's mind, huh? 'Cause Stephen A. Smith said, God rest his soul.
To somebody that was alive and doing well.
And then came back and said, y'all know I know he not dead. I don't know why I
Hey,
said
out
God
of the
rest his
whole,
soul.
I'm sorry. Out of the whole week of shit that happened, that's the worst thing that's happened that Stephen
Yeah.
A. Smith did this week, bro.
But why did Stephen A. say, y'all know I know?
no,
Just say I'm wrong. My fault, bro. I thought he passed away.
You
The
said-
motherfucker's 85 years old. I
said-
assumed he passed
said,
away.
I don't know why I said God rest his soul. You said that
'Cause
because
you
you
thought
thought
he
he
was
was dead.
He's 85.
nah. The craziest shit to me is when he started bringing up like his mama in Savannah or whatever.
They've never done wrong by me every time
That's
I
what
see
I'm saying. Like, if you just not supposed to bring that shit up.
How
honestly
to
didn't
get
even know
your
where that-
runtime higher?
Honestly,
Just say
You think I
shit.
want to do this to Savannah? She ain't been nothing but nice to me. Like, why even bring that up? She's nothing into this conversation.
I honestly didn't know where that conversation was going when he brought it up, and I honestly
Because
I
he
got a
did.
little
He
worried.
said her name and then paused
Yes.
for like 3 seconds. Like, oh, what the fuck? No, she's a very.
You think I want to do this to Gloria?
Right, right.
I told y'all what my boy be on.
How to get your runtime up
Before
there,
he
man.
get to his shit, he gonna get his shit off. Hey, I don't
Did
wanna
he
do
say
this.
anything? Let's be real. In that 50-minute episode, did he say anything that was like, oh, okay?
No, but what he did was he worked his moment. He had to say something. You know, he said the boss is out. They be saying he has to say something.
I like what Brian Windhorst said.
Me too. Kept it short, simple, whatever. But you got to maximize on your moment, and that's what Stephen A. gonna do. That's why he got that 100 millions reportedly.
Yeah.
But I told you he gonna get in his bag before he get
At what
in his
cost?
bag.
At what cost?
He did.
So I would do that too.
Because he definitely, I was listening for like 5 minutes. He's like, we going to get right to it
Right after this.
after this break. And I was
And then
so
he did
mad.
it again. He did that one line where he was like, I'm going to get to that right after I pay these bills.
Yes, right. I pay these bills. Yeah, I saw that, Derrick.
Yeah, he keep you on the edge of the seat for sure. Because you normally just want to get through them ads, but it's like, I think it was premiering, right? So you couldn't fast forward. You had to sit through the ad.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
alive.
But I told you he gonna we talk. See, my thing about Kenny Beach, his basketball intellect is one thing, but we talking about a YouTuber.
He did that shit. He did that during that little like
Yes,
monologue, whatever.
he's
he
going
did.
to get in his
When
bag
he was like,
before he get in his bag.
He said, I have LeBron number 2. All the players that have played in the NBA, and I have him number 2.
and that's
Over
not
a
enough.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who I'm not even going to say had the most unguardable sky hook. In
Oh,
the,
my God.
But like, he
said-
kept going for a
and
good
even
30
Rich
seconds.
Paul, even Rich Paul, who I think he has a mind for himself. But these guys are irritated with me because I have LeBron at number 1. That's not good enough. Well, damn it, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not changing my mind for nobody. Been in this business for 17 years. Number 1 show.
He did at one point start reeling off Jordan's accolades. I don't remember what the context
He
of that
loved
was.
it.
That's
Reeling off
my
them
favorite
accolades,
when he get in his bag. Before he get in his bag, we talking about a 2-time champion out of North Carolina, a 6-time champion out of North Carolina, coached by the late great Dean Smith, who, mind you, had the brothers James Worthy, the Sam Perkins of the world, them brothers who could ball. I'm
That's
talking
what you say
about
about
they're not
Kareem.
from this. They're not from this generation. Them brothers really balled. Parents was a mechanic, 2-parent household. Brother had to walk to school every day. So yes, I have LeBron under him. But LeBron's still a bad man, give you 27 points on any given night with 9 rebounds, 8 assists, might get 2 blocks. You see what he did to Andre Iguodala in that 2016 finals. That, mind you, if Steph Curry was able to pull that off, would probably be the best point guard of all time because he did hit 3,071 three-point shots, half of them off the dribble. I love when he get in his bag before he get in his bag. Stephen A, let him have it. Mike, you was on a roll. No surprises can come out of the Eastern Conference in the playoffs. Cap or no cap, this is another one for Mike.
Nah.
I feel like
do
the only surprises would be what Detroit advancing or either like the top 2 seeds.
He said come out of the East.
Yeah.
Oh, come out of the East? Nah.
Not to come
I
out
think
of the
it's,
East.
I'm sorry. I thought
It's
he
like the
said,
Celtics.
But
Yeah,
I
Celtics,
really,
yes.
really like the Pacers, man. It just so happened the 2 teams above them are just better. They just better, man.
Some tells me they can. Who would they be looking at in the first round? Is it the Bucks?
Right now, it's very close, but right now
Yeah.
it's the Bucks, right?
No, Pistons took over that spot. So 4-5 would be Pistons versus Detroit.
And
It's
I
a little
mean,
Central Division.
they would assume they can. If I'm a Pacer, I'm assuming we can get out there round. It's
For
probably
sure.
gonna be tough, but I think we the better team right
Right,
there.
because the
the Bucks now will play
Pistons
the
beat the
Knicks.
Cavs.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Tim
Without
Hardaway
Kate
Jr.
Cunningham.
Yeah.
The Pacers play against the Thunder tonight, though. That's one that we gotta tune into. I know
For
some
sure.
college basketball on at the same time.
I'll be watching college basketball. That's why I got y'all. Y'all gonna watch that.
I'm
I'll watch
definitely
college
watching it.
basketball.
That Knicks Bucks series would be crazy. But no Dame, it'll probably
Yeah, as I say, with no Dame,
it'll
give us a game or two
I ain't
that's really
complaining.
good, really
That-
hot.
Get well soon, Dame. But I
y'all
ain't
to get
complaining.
another easy first round. It's usual. For
Another
y'all.
easy. The Sixers wasn't easy. It was
Oh,
so
that
much
was-
not easy that you picked them.
It was actually the Pacers. My bad. I'm sorry. I forgot it was the Pacers that played them last year. My bad. Y'all did have a tough first round.
But no, the Bucks made it tough for the Pacers too. Chris Middleton showed his ass, and
He did.
yeah. We're gonna respect some teams. You ain't gotta make excuses.
This is the most amount of money I've ever had, by the way.
This is the real Josh Giddey, cap or no cap. And what I mean by real, he's averaging since the trade deadline 21, 9, and 8, 51, 50, 80 shooting splits.
He definitely gonna shoot 50% from 3 for the rest of his career.
So is this the real Josh Giddey? And if it is, how much does it change for Chicago? We're gonna start with the real Bulls fan. I'll let you, when we started with
My
Dame,
bad.
I started with you.
True. I'm not real because I ain't by the antenna. So
Yeah.
Or
It's
you
called-
didn't watch
you-
it other
listen,
ways.
this
You
is
were
cra-
watching it the other way.
Yeah, I watched that
Yeah.
Lakers game too on Stream East. This what you could do though. One, you could pick up all of these and say, KB, I go get this attender, and he would probably be like, go ahead.
Please
But look,
take that money, get
look,
it.
you got this.
Because that's all
Those
it's going
ones
to
by
take.
your feet. That's how much the attender is. The couple behind me.
But doing it with 8 games left in the season is
I was
funny.
gonna say, why don't you just watch it the
But
other
no,
way?
he could be able to watch the White Sox.
Yeah, and we're good. 1-0, baby.
1-0.
We run AL.
I'll watch that on.
Why
never
don't he
mind.
just use
I watched
legalsite.net?
Who knows?
Legalsite.net, get it all.
It's crazy because he'll never mind. Because hey, I was gonna make a joke, but when I said that they said the DM it to yourself, we've talked about several years. But when I brought it up the last episode, somebody goes say, tell us how much you hate D Mills. That ain't really your boy since you exposed him.
That's a new listener, a new viewer, because we definitely told that story
I
multiple times.
didn't even acknowledge it because I was like, your ass is crazy. But I ain't gonna make the joke I was just gonna make. I'll just leave it because I don't want nobody to think I secretly hate you.
Is this the
Hate
real
his
Josh
guts.
Giddey? No, it's not the real Josh Giddey. I think the efficiency numbers will have to come down. But I do really like what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna enjoy it.
I think this is 80% him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna say. I don't think he's gonna shoot this efficiently, at least from 3.
It's just impossible.
Yeah, I think the 3-point shot is gonna decline, obviously, but I think all the other stuff will translate.
Who's the Bulls' best player?
Kobe White.
Okay, just making sure we all on the same page.
You know, it's still Kobe White.
I'ma
Oh my
say-
God, he's made an eagle from all right there.
I'm saying Cap. I think he can put up the stats, but I think it's gonna be a little different once like an actual pecking order comes to Chicago.
I think it naturally is happening right now.
I
Where
think so too.
Kobe White is the go-to scorer and Josh Giddey is a table setter. I mean, you have to think about how many point guards the Bulls had recently, and like Ayo's out for the season. I would assume Lonzo's out for the year. They haven't announced that, but like 9 games left.
And in a wrist injury this time.
I couldn't even.
The way
tell
I
you.
kind of think about it too is when we talk about, and this is in the future if Chicago has like a top player, but like majority of the number 1 players or top guys in the league, they just handle the ball so much. If Josh Giddey is not able to like be as effective without the ball as much, I think it could like take his value down from what it is. Like I can expect this from Josh Giddey, not the shooting wise, but like he can put up stats regardless.
with him having that ball, because I
Yeah.
think that's what happened in the first part of the season with them having so many point guards. Is that like he had to play off the ball way more than he wanted to, and like right now we got the number one fourth quarter offense and defense. It's the trade deadline. The offense is amazing. Kirk Goldsberry does those quadrant pieces. The Bulls have been in that top right quadrant for like 3 weeks in a row now, along with like the Cavs and the Thunder and all of that. That shit is not sustainable. But like he's done enough where like when he does get paid his whatever amount of money, I'm not gonna complain because he gives us this level of optimism as a 22-year-old point guard that's like, hey, if he could just continue to build, then we feel good about it. I'm not like the 3-point shooting is obviously impressive, unsustainable. The thing that's most impressive for me for Josh Giddey is him getting to the basket.
Yeah.
I don't think his rim finishing is even sustainable right now, but him just putting that amount of pressure on the rim has just opened it up for Kobe White to do his thing of averaging 30, or Modest Buzelis to get open threes, Patrick Williams to get open threes, because he collapses the defense. And I think that's
There
the
was
most
times last
intriguing
year,
thing.
I want to say, where it wasn't an every game type of thing for Josh Giddey, but he had games where he would have 20-plus points and have like a double-digit assists.
When in games that Shea didn't play, he was averaging like 22. So it's like the writing was on the wall that he would be able to do something like this if the ball was in his hands. But like you think about the overall upside that hypothetically the Bulls win their 2 playing games and we go to against the Celtics in the first round, they're going to guard him like teams guarded him last year. It's like, yeah, we know you shot 50% from 3 since the trade deadline, but like you're a 30% 3-point shooter. So we're going to leave you open. And if you make us pay, it won't matter because we're the Celtics and we're just going to be better either way. But it's like we just don't – nobody's going to trust Josh Giddey's shot I don't think for years that he's going to be guarded as if he's a shooter. He's got a slow release, a slow wind up, and he really can't do it on the move. So like we're not really guarding that type of shit right now.
The Lonzo Ball update is that he expects to return from his wrist sprain before the end of the season.
Okay.
But it won't be this week. But soon he shall be returning.
I mean, yeah, if we get a postseason, then I guess it makes sense for him to play.
Yeah.
Trey Jones is also out right now. So we really don't have point guard play other than Josh Giddey. And then Kobe White playing backup point guard as the 2. So
Wanted to take some time out to give some love to Chicago's own Sharon Collins. He's
what's your lineup
coached
to?
Oak Park High School to Missouri State title hoops. So
Wow.
not Oak Park from here, but it's another Oak Park,
Oh.
I guess, in Missouri.
Okay.
And he got him to the state title.
Shout out to Sharon
They
Collins.
went 31-1.
Shout out Mr.
Oh
Collins.
wow,
Kansas.
31-1.
Where do you go to high school?
Oak Park.
It's not the Oak Park here.
I mean, they gotta have an Oak Park High School over there.
So what the fuck?
No,
do
he
I
went to
have?
school here.
He's
Sharon
from
Collins is from Chicago.
but he could coach.
Oh.
You just because you're from Chicago don't mean you can't coach anywhere else.
Yeah.
No, I thought you said he was from a different Oak Park, not this Oak
No,
Park.
he's coaching a different Oak Park.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
went to
Lay
OPRL?
off the. No, I'm just playing. We only got a few more that we can get into some unplugged or some college basketball. Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban says that he was blindsided. He thought he was still going to be running things for the Mavs after the deal, but the NBA made him take the clause out of the deal or whatever when he was selling the team. Do y'all wish Mark was still running the Mavs? Do you wish the Luka trade would have been prevented, cap or no cap? Or should have the Luka trade been prevented, cap or no cap? And the reason I'm prefacing it by this is because on one hand, Luka is a Laker. But on the second hand, I kind of love everything that came with it. The dramatic back and forths. Now it has felt like it's gotten overly blown now to still be talking about it. But I was mad the trade happened, but I kind of like the theatrics that came with it.
Mark
So,
Cuban's definitely on a little media run too.
Yes.
He's done a few different podcasts about it.
I
Mike,
mean-
do you wish the trade didn't happen?
everybody
I mean,
decides,
I-
Mike.
Yeah.
100% hell no. Every time I want that trade to go through, but I'm thinking in a different perspective from a Lakers fan, just an NBA fan. I'd probably say Well, go back to the question one more time, just so I answer it correctly. What was the exact question?
Just like, do you wish the trade didn't happen? Mark Cuban was running the Mavs because if he was, it wouldn't have happened.
I wish you was still running the Mavs.
So that this trade wouldn't have
Yeah.
happened.
I think that we need as many basketball people as we can in ownership. So I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I felt like he was one of those basketball minds. Like, he loved the game of basketball, and he understood it. That's why he tried to call and use his influence to essentially get the trade rescinded,
Yeah.
and it didn't work.
Don't get me
obviously.
wrong, as a Laker fan, obviously I know you want the trade to happen.
I'm just thinking,
part
like-
of me likes the trade too because of just the
From other perspective, I guess from a Mavericks fan, you don't want that shit to happen at all.
Yeah.
Right.
But other NBA teams, you're probably just mad because it just wasn't my team that kind of got into that sweepstakes.
No, I think they mad because it's the Lakers. The Lakers get everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's
everybody
also
plays
Nico
off of it.
traded to his best friend. It just all sounds so weird. The whole situation
It
seems
do.
weird.
You remember that one year of fantasy football where you had Brock Purdy on your bench and I was like under the table asking you to trade me Brock Purdy because I didn't have a quarterback anymore? That's the shit
Yes.
that happened in real
That's
life.
literally what it seems like.
My boy Mike has an extra point or an extra quarterback and I don't have any.
Luka's an extra.
Yeah, in this case, I
That's
guess
what I was
so.
gonna say. Brock Purdy he was sitting on my bench.
Shit, he
wasn't
helped me
getting
make
no
the playoffs
time.
though. He helped me make the
I
playoffs.
forget who I had. It was either Mahomes or Lamar. I'm pretty
I
sure.
think it was Lamar. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
Always
'Cause you
either
had
have
Lamar 2 years in a
Mahomes
row.
or Lamar.
Yeah. And then you
But-
had Baker and Lamar last year.
I know.
Then maximize.
Yeah, Baker was just going crazy on your bench.
Yeah.
I remember I tried to trade him to you. You said you didn't want him.
Oh, yeah.
The face that he just made.
I forgot what you wanted for him, but yeah, I did say no.
I do wish, again, there were more basketball people in ownership. But I also like that there's no hand-holding from the league office that's saying, no, this trade can't go through. If stupid people want to make stupid decisions in the front office, obviously it hurts the franchise and it hurts the fan base. But ultimately helps the league, I would say.
Yeah, I wonder why did the league make Mark Cuban take that out of his clause when he was selling?
I think it was just nothing. Nobody's ever done something like that before.
Why not? What's wrong with change?
Hey, I was about to make I don't know. I don't even want to say what I'm going to say. But I'm just going to say I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You know, sometimes you pitch something to somebody about a contract, and they're so used to their old ways that they don't want to. You know what I'm
they
saying?
don't want to. They don't want to change it.
That's why I think the NBA is going like, we just never seen somebody ask for this before. So let's.
It just seems weird. No, we're not. Take that out.
Mm-hmm.
This is not how we have operated for years.
And they might change their system
Just because of that trade.
2 years down the line. Everybody gonna have it.
Nico Harrison then changed all the NBA's future in terms of what they could do.
Do you think Nico lost sleep?
Hell yeah.
No, I don't think he did. But I on some real shit, people at those type of level, I really don't think they care.
They have blinders on.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I really don't think they care.
Because people, they found an account that looked like it was Nico's burner.
I
It was
love
a random
good
account just in
burner
the
fight.
comment section just defending his shit.
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
Now it's got to be other stuff outside. Like, if I'm getting crazy DMs and it's about my family, that's something I got to worry about
For sure.
But other than that, they could chant Nico sucks for like. I'm already in this spot. If they gonna fire me, it's probably already gonna happen. But like, I'm gonna believe in myself in my decision until it literally is not no more. You know what I'm saying?
Bulls or Mavericks tonight?
Bulls.
Bulls are 3-point favorite. I'm not
That's
cool.
3 points
I'm surprised that we favored at all.
Against the Mavs?
against the Mavericks.
Why?
I mean, Anthony Davis is
playing.
playing probably. Unless he sit out
Oh,
for some
yeah.
He's
reason.
playing. We'll see. You got any more cap or no cap?
No.
Hey, thank you for cap and no cap. Another banger. Christian, are you ready to talk some college? Well, you got a mouthful of something right now, but ready to talk some college hoops as we load up Notre Dame versus TCU. Notre Dame is my championship pick. I like these girls over there. But
The number one question, and this goes to Christian too, is the most dangerous man on the inbounds play the inbound?
That's always been considered the most
Always
dangerous
been.
man.
Always been.
Because, like, for some reason, defenses kind of forget that he is a man.
yeah, that was a beautifully drawn up play.
I was looking.
I was
back-
watching it in the shower.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
It is a
How?
really
How? Was
Oh,
your
you
phone
waterproof on my
and
phone. Hell yeah.
waterproof
propped
phone.
up?
We have a thing where like we put our shampoos and conditioners, and it's like a spot that's almost perfect for my phone, and I just put it there.
do the same
And
thing.
usually I'm listening to like
Put
something,
it on a shampoo bottle and
but it was so close to a game, I had to look at it, and obviously.
I'm more of a music
That don't
guy
feel
when I'm
weird
in the
though that
shower.
you're like naked watching.
Me too, but my
that
job is
No,
basketball.
I would prefer to be
basketball, so
naked
if I
all
get
the time.
in and the shit is going on, I got it. But I'm a music guy too. That's in the morning. But if I take a late shower and the game is on or something, I'm sitting this mug on that shampoo or face cleaner I got, and I'm hitting the back. You do that?
That's
Oh.
how, man. That's how I watch most Kings games
Naked.
in the shower because the fucking games ending at midnight or 1
So you
a.m.
do it. You watch the games naked. He do it in the dames.
Yeah, exactly. What was the best game of the last couple nights, college basketball wise, in your opinion, Christian?
Damn. Texas Tech, Arkansas was pretty insane.
Okay.
Texas Tech's comeback. They were down 16 with about 10 minutes left. Looked pretty defeated. Couldn't hit a shot. Two of their best shooters, Darrion Williams and Elijah Hawkins, were like a combined 0 for 15 from 3 or something. Like, it was not looking good at all. They looked like they couldn't guard Arkansas, who was just bigger, more athletic. But, man, what an unreal comeback. One of my favorite players in the country, maybe my favorite player in the country, is this freshman guard on Texas Tech, Christian Anderson, who's had to start because Chance McMillan has been out. And he hit like 3 huge threes down the stretch. And then Darrion Williams was like this 6'7", thick matchup nightmare, was playing some booty ball, was playing,
Okay.
was shooting. He hit the 3 to tie it to send it to
Yup,
overtime.
that was
and
a
then
crazy three.
back down, spin move, tough finish off the glass to win in overtime. And my favorite thing, you got to see the replay of this if you haven't. When he shot that rainbow 3 to tie it with 10 seconds left in regulation, he had like this smile on his face, like as it was in midair, like, which is crazy because he was 0 for 7 from deep when he took the shot, and it was a huge moment, and he's just smiling.
It's a green release, baby. He knew it was going in.
Sure did.
I think one thing that's crazy is that a 10-point lead in that second half just seems like it's GG's.
Yeah, unapproachable in college basketball at times.
Yeah, like it seems like it's so hard to come back from being down 10. And
So different from the NBA.
yeah, it's so different. In the NBA, that's three possessions, a 1-point game.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite matchup going forward now?
Well, Duke Alabama has the chance to be an amazing game tonight. I do think Duke is better equipped to guard Alabama than any team they've seen. They just hit 25 threes and hung 110 on BYU, which was insane. But Arizona played so well against Duke. They scored 93. I think Alabama has definitely a chance to be really competitive here. Obviously, it's going to come down to three-point shooting for them, and nobody has an answer for Cooper Flag at this point. But that should be a great one. And Houston, Tennessee is going to be disgusting. It could be a first to 60 wins nobody might hit 60. Like, those are just two extremely tough, physical, defensive-minded teams. And
It's nasty.
every point will be earned.
I actually love those type of games. I love a good defensive, gritted out type of game.
What's the difference between a gridded out defensive game and a game with stinky offense? Because I think there's a fine line there, right?
I think it's when you got to work for every bucket. Like,
yeah.
sometimes you're gonna have games where it's just missing, but it's if every shot is basically getting contested and every shot at the rim is always challenged and everything is worked for, then that's a gritty game.
And also, I think you see like and I love those games because like usually the best players on those two teams, they usually kind of got it going. It's usually kind of like the others who maybe struggle. So you still getting your moments from the stars. Just the role players sometimes can struggle a little bit. You might get one that's like really hitting some shots, is like keeping it close, but I think the stars will still be stars if that's really who they meant to be.
Candidly speaking, I didn't watch much college basketball over the last 2 days, man.
I haven't either.
Like, I had it up on the monitor, but I wasn't locked in until, like, again, it was
You get close.
2 minutes left
Yeah.
and it's a close game. But, like, on a possession by possession basis, I struggled, like, locking myself in, and I don't know what that was really about.
Is it the come down of just the insanity of the first 2 rounds? There's just so much happening at once. It's more exciting, and then once you have to focus on 1 or 2 games at once, it's not as interesting. Or?
Maybe. Because, yeah, even the first 2 rounds, it's not like I've watched the full 40 minutes of a single game. It's because you got so much going on, so you're jumping around. I don't know, man. I don't really know what it was. Like, of course, I'm stat checking, and I see Sears have an amazing game against BYU and so on. But, like, if you asked me what happened first possession out of a timeout or first possession going into the second half, I couldn't give you an answer. Like, that's how I just wasn't locked in enough.
Fair enough. This round, though, we got Texas Tech, Arkansas was insane. Ole Miss, Michigan State went down to the wire. Houston, Purdue went down to the wire. Michigan, Auburn, and Duke, Arizona were tight and exciting. And then we had 2 blowouts, but so much better than what we got the first 2 rounds. Also, crazy stat. The favorites of 7 points or more are 25-1 this tournament. The one loss being Clemson to McNeese, who literally scored 13 points in the first half.
Right. Yeah. So it's not what you're saying is it's not been a lot of madness.
No.
There hasn't
Maybe
been
the
a single
basketball,
upset for real, other than McNeese.
And I'm sure somebody got the stats on that, right? Like, this is the least amount of upsets since so-and-so. Somebody's got that number out there. Maybe that's what it is. Who am I?
There's no
What's
upset.
the Cinderella I'm rooting for? Like, maybe that's Arkansas, right? I guess it's Arkansas.
No, they're out. They lost Texas Tech in
Oh,
overtime.
I guess it would have been Arkansas.
So
yeah.
of the 8 remaining
They
teams,
were close too.
Yeah.
of the 8 remaining teams, they're all in the top 9 on KenPom, which is like the analytics efficiency site. Like, you literally have 8 of the best 9 teams are the 8.
But it's probably not. That's probably a good thing, though, right? Overall, instead of seeing a team as the 12th seed make it this far and get their ass dominated in an Elite 8 or something.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of that stat, I just said if favorites of 7 or more points are 26-1 or whatever I just said. There's no favorites of 7 or more points in this round because the Duke and Florida are favored by 6.5. So,
Okay.
we're gonna get 4 really good games hopefully, and that's the positive of the lack of madness.
Do you think anybody from this tournament? I know you're not a super college basketball like to the NBA thing. Is there anybody?
No, I am.
Oh, you are. Okay, so is there anybody that
Jalen
played?
Wells,
True.
Baylor Shireman, Keyshawn George. That's my big 3.
That played their way in March to, like, you thinking jumping up from where they were projected to finish in the NBA draft beforehand? Because I know Darrick Queen was one that I saw mocked to, like, top 10, and then the recent mock that BR just put out, he was number 6. So he's jumped up a lot from his tourney run. But, like, that's the only one I remember seeing.
For sure. I would say
Or the kid from Florida, the big man from Florida.
Condon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Condon a lot. I don't know where he'll go. I'm starting to finally see Walter Clayton as a first-round pick.
Okay.
And I think if they win the title or something, he probably will definitely be a first-round pick, which I'm a fan of. I think Nick Clifford from Colorado
yeah.
State
I can see that.
has definitely improved his stock with the way Colorado State have been playing. We had just talked about him, but Jeremiah Fears down the stretch was awesome. Of guys remaining that can really change their stock, I think it's Duke and Florida players, the 2 teams I'm eyeing. Maybe a Grant Nelson on Alabama.
What about I keep asking about Janai Broome just because of his age, but I feel like he's such a good player and he probably could translate well. So I just always wonder what range could he kind of go with.
I saw, like, 30s in the most recent mock I saw, like,
I've
2
seen
days ago.
30s, but then I've seen players say like late 18 or like 18,
shit.
19, and I've seen 20s. Like I've seen it kind of all over the
Okay.
place.
I don't know.
Broom's interesting. He can really shoot it, and he can block shots. And he's just not like an explosive athlete.
Right.
He's old, but man, he's a gamer. I think he's worth a shot in the second round. There's a lot of teams who's I don't know, just big man depth. That
Why not yet? A second round flyer on a runner up for National Player of the Year don't seem like a bad idea. Don't seem like a bad idea. He did a spot on maybe it was CBS. Him and his coach.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl.
He was dry as hell in that spot, man.
He was.
He was.
And yeah, Coach
He had his
carried.
glasses on.
Yeah,
so
Coach
he had
carried for
his,
sure. His
Like
varsity
too
jacket.
cool, kind of dry.
I heard he's
He
a
was
shy
just-
guy. I heard he's shy.
okay.
He was reserved.
I think it's the difference between being shy and it's just like I'm too
I'm
cool.
that guy. Yeah. No, I don't think that was the vibe. I just think he just
He's just
I'm
a
on
little shy.
national TV talking for the first time. So, you know.
And he old, but
Hey.
he young though.
The shot
Yeah.
making high as hell.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I'm locked in.
So let's go back to the transfer portal. We talked about it last episode. This morning we found out that what's Buddy's name? It just popped up at the
R.J.
bottom.
Lewis.
RJ Lewis is hitting the portal, and I guess testing the waters on the draft. Do y'all see him as like a real NBA prospect? Again, I don't know much about him other than what team he played for.
I would
I-
go back to school.
Well, what's interesting is 2 weeks ago, Patino's got his arm around him. He's winning Big East Player of the Year. And 2 weeks later, you know, he gets benched for the last 5 minutes of the loss to Arkansas. But Patino said this morning, let me pull up the quote. I had it right here.
Christian, just move your mic a little closer.
Oh, okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Let's try again. Rick Pitino said this morning. We would not have that season we had without RJ, but I do think RJ should try and make the NBA. He's reached his potential with us. Now I think the NBA is calling, and we're rooting for him to make the NBA. But what's interesting is he put his name in the portal. Obviously, with the mayhem there, he'll get over $1 million to go to a top school. And Pitino essentially is shoving him out the door. It's like because he wasn't happy with his effort, it seems like to me, which is pretty wild. But there were moments this season where I'm like, this is an NBA player 100%, but he still is not a great outside shooter, and maybe he's going back to school.
Is he wasn't a freshman, right? Was he a junior, sophomore?
Junior,
No.
spent his first year, if I'm not mistaken, at UMass, and then 2 years at St. John's. So he's
Okay.
got another year.
Interesting stuff.
He'll be back at school, man.
You think it will be with Patino or somewhere else? that's
somewhere
gonna pay him?
else? Somewhere else. I saw some people saying UConn opened up a
Think about
spot.
putting my name in that portal.
I saw
Might as
that-
well if you got eligibility. That's the free agency, man. It's the free
I saw
agency.
that Indiana has 0 players anymore because everybody hit the portal
New
and
coach.
graduated.
So you go. Yeah. He gonna bring in his
That is
luggage.
so interesting.
Do you
You got to
remember
bring
the
in a
name
whole
Gabe
new
Cupps?
roster.
Gabe Cupps?
He was a little white kid on Bronny's AAU
Yep.
team.
He went to Ohio. He's going to Ohio State now.
Okay.
Yep.
I think didn't Kentucky do something similar to that, where like they just
Mark
got
Pope brought
everybody?
in all new guys. Yep.
Yeah, they just got new people.
They just got a new kid too, who can 6'8", can shoot from Tulane. I like him. I think he's gonna be good for Kentucky.
As a very casual, I kind of like the idea of your team being completely different the next year. Or like traditional college basketball, you just got guys there for 4 years and then they're done. The idea of being like, this guy at Mammoth University, he was pretty good. Let's go give him a Kentucky
I like
scholarship.
I like a mixture, man. I like a heavily recruited team.
It does kill the little guys.
Bring
for
some
sure.
returners, and then if you can sharpen up the edges with a transfer, you do it. But I don't like the newly made over entire team. I just think it sets you up for failure potentially.
Yeah.
Kentucky did really do a good job. They went as far as they could, but there's a lot of other stories where guys ain't as motivated. Just plain and simple. Guys just get their bag and they not as motivated as they once was. You got guys who get a bag and the expectations rise and they don't know how to handle it. You got guys leaving just because it's a bag and they're not concerned about the basketball fit, who I'm going to be playing with, what type of offense is it, the new conference I'm going to. And then they end up not being the player that you were paying to get because there's a lot of elements that weren't looked into and it was just about getting the bag, which I'm never against. I think players should go get their bag, get your NIL, get paid because you can. But I think there's value in, just like the NBA free agency, where you need to go to where it's going to be the best fit for you to be the best basketball player that you can be. You might have to sacrifice $400,000, but I'm ultimately going into a place where I'm going to reach my fullest potential that would allow me to open up doors for potentially going to the NBA or further in my career to play professionally, even if that's overseas. But this
So-
just running around for the biggest bag,
Are these dudes on essentially just 1 year deals?
it's NIL. So yeah, you can it's like if we lived in, let me think, if we lived in Arkansas, we would probably be seeing commercials with DJ Wagner on who plays for Arkansas. He would be, hey, go get your new GMC at this dealership. You know what I mean? And then you got, booster money. So yeah, of course, yeah, you can't be on a. That's how you can leave.
Okay, that's how I was curious.
But if you get an NIL deal, some NIL deals are just an NIL deal. Like Dairy Queen just got the Dairy Queen one. So if I would assume that he could do Dairy Queen without having to go to Maryland, even though he's going to the NBA.
Right.
If he transferred to Illinois, I don't think Dairy Queen is like, hold on now. But yeah. And then there's also stories. I just seen a story from was it UTEP, I believe, where a couple players aren't getting paid. It's
He
another
transferred from
story.
Wake, Damari Monsanto.
So it's like, here we go. Players are also now saying that they getting finesse.
Didn't that happen somewhere else at a bigger school too?
The football school at UNLV, the quarterback was like, I ain't playing. Even though we good, y'all ain't giving my money. So that's another thing that's like.
That happened at Florida State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Florida State too. This is like several stories now where guys are saying that they're not getting paid
So
they're not
is
getting.
this poorly regulated? Because
I
how
have
can
no
they even
idea.
promise? If
There's
I promise
zero
Mike
regulation. Guys
I
are
have
being.
no idea.
They're saying to Damari, I knew this guy because he played at Wake. He was one of my favorite players, and he leaked screenshots. Like he's getting texts from coaches like, "Yo, like we'll give you 125K. Like come play here." Like it's so. It's the Wild West, as this. Like it's just absolutely
That's
unregulated.
insane.
There are zero rules. The whole thing was NIL became a thing because it was absolutely ridiculous that, when Ben Simmons was clearly going to leave for the NBA, like the second the season ended, that they're selling his jersey on campus and he can't do a Dairy Queen ad. He can't do a local car dealership ad. He's supposed to not make a single dollar.
He
off
can't
of
make
it.
money off of it. He can do it, but he can't
Sure.
make money off of it.
But basically now that they fixed that rule of you can make money off your name, image, and likeness, which is what NIL has just turned into. Instead of name, image, and likeness, instead of the video game, instead of appearances and ads, it's turned into what donors can just give me the most money to give to players, and then like maybe you do like one local ad, and then that's your it's money laundering. You're just trying to cover up for a reason to give these guys $2 million, and the money is going up and up and up. And like D-Mills, when you asked like, is it a 1-year deal? Like, yeah, that's kind of like it's. The other thing that's crazy to me is these kids are supposed to be college students, and when every single player is entering the portal. You're not going. You think Donovan Dent, who just got $2 million to go to UCLA, is going to class at New Mexico next week? Like,
But he wasn't going to class before.
yeah, exactly.
That's
but
what
it's even just more insane.
Mr. J-Sec always had like seemed like remember he went to school with Tony
Yeah,
Romo?
he went to Tony
He
Romo.
he always had like a little grudge because Tony Romo ain't go to
was
class. And
Get over it,
Mr.
buddy.
J-Sec, he's a science teacher. I know he was in every damn class.
Could you throw 70 yards on your back foot? No, then shut up, man. Let Tony Romo do his
He
thing.
like, yeah, he didn't kind of class though. And I'm like, oh yeah, you got a little bitterness, huh? You got a little bitterness.
Do y'all know the top NIL athletes in
I do.
college sports?
I've seen it, so I ain't going. Oh, in sports,
Just
I don't
in
know
all
sports, but I seen basketball. AJ DeBonta is up there.
He's number 3.
Paige Buchers.
Buckers.
Buckers.
No, he's not in the top. Not in the top 10.
It has to be a football player.
Number 1 is a football player.
It ain't the.
It's related to us in a way.
Arch.
Manning,
Yes.
$6.7 million. God
Damn.
Oh boy.
Then you got Cooper Flag at number 2.
Travis Hunter.
Livy Dunn, not Travis Hunter.
How was Cooper Flag number 2 over AJ?
5.9 is the number that I'm looking at this article.
Because you got
They
that
got
New Balance
6.7.
deal. AJ got it right from
This
BYU.
one only has it at 5.4. This is the earnings of March 2025, so I don't know if that changed anything. Then you got Carson Beck from the U,
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State, DJ Lagway from Florida, Bryce Underwood from Michigan. Who did I skip? No, I said Livy Dunn. March Sears from Alabama, and then RJ Davis from UNC. All of those dudes are making, and women are making millions of dollars off NIL.
Get your bag, man.
So why would you go to the NBA if you're Mark Sears, and you've never been on a first round mock? Why wouldn't you have gone to Alabama again? Why would RJ Davis have not gone back to UNC? Why RJ Lewis? Why would RJ Lewis not go back to school? You test the waters. You're supposed to. If you can, anytime you can test the NBA waters, you get the feedback. You see exactly what they want to see. They're gonna. You get exactly know what GMs are looking for, what they're looking at with you, and that they say improve on this. To get that information is priceless. So definitely test. But if you can enter the transfer portal and you're RJ Lewis and you're the reigning Big East Player of the Year and you can get $1.9 to $2.3 million potentially in a transfer, why would you not do that versus going and being a second-round pick?
Dude, Bronny made $7 million in college.
Easy.
Now he's on a $7 million annual contract.
And now Bryce is going to go to
Hey, come on,
Arizona,
man.
another big national school, and he's going to get a bag. So it's like, and they obviously they are exceptions because they got the name James, but for these other kids, you know what I mean? What am I chasing the NBA for anymore if I'm not a solidified first-round pick? I'm going back to school.
'Cause that's
I'm
what
going
the
to
stories
Coleman
was.
Hawkins. I am going back to school. Even though I'm on a draft board, I'm going back to school. And in the mock draft ain't shit but a mock. How many mocks? A.J. Johnson was never in a first-round mock and was a first-round pick at 23. So the mocks don't even mean shit, really, because a player can go mock. You can mock it up all you want, but if a player going to work out and kills it and a team says, you know what, we ain't leaving the first
That's
round without
exactly
him.
what it is. It's a damn mock.
Yeah, it's a mock. So I don't even base everything off that. It's all come to chance. A dude could be mocked in the first round and then fall.
Shout out to Cal Filipowski.
The guarantee is, the
Shout out
guarantee.
Bobo.
The guarantee, man.
Bobo was in the green room for a long ass time.
Man.
boy.
So instead of going through that shit, go get the guarantee. I can guarantee, because these dudes that we talking about, and that ain't no, my coach ain't give me my money. No, RJ Lewis is going to get his damn money. He ain't one of these guys that got to worry about having to expose the text messages and go on Twitter talking about, and that shit was funny because he said, man, my coach just blocked me. It ain't funny, but it's funny. So, yeah, man, they got to figure out some shit with this. I ain't even going to say the NIL. I just hate the transferring so fucking much.
Somebody suggested on Twitter that, like, if you transfer, you have to stay there at least 2 years before you transfer.
I wouldn't be
back
mad
out.
at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad if you got to sit out again. I wouldn't be mad at any of that. I really wouldn't be. But it's kind of unfair. And I know life ain't fair. But you'll see programs and you'll see coaches and institutions do nothing wrong and still lose a player. They do everything right. We found a player. We recruited him. He wasn't highly touted. We developed him. He came to us. He played. His stock went up. The team was good. But because another team came with $2.2 million.
Yeah, our school is just a feeder system now. To Duke.
Yeah. That's bad. And it makes a player set himself up for failure because we've seen now guys go to get a bag and they fall off the face of the earth because the system, environment, or whatever changed drastically. So get your bag, but still eye professional basketball. Still try to be the best player that you can be.
NIL dropped down to D2 and D3.
Yes. I don't know about Division III. I cannot speak on anything Division III, but I would assume you can get NIL anywhere. If you go to a school, you can get NIL, I would assume.
I saw something that was really interesting.
Then you can get NIL in high school.
For real?
That's hilarious.
AJ DeBonta is not a college basketball player.
Oh, wow. His high school's paying him?
No. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
you're saying like he can
I'm not
market
saying-
his
He can
name.
accept the Nike
Yeah.
deal in
Yeah,
high
okay.
school or something.
Yeah.
What were you saying though, Christian?
So one of the sneaky winners of this March, my guys, the three-man weave put me onto this, was so UC San Diego was D2 a few years ago. They went 30-4, should have beat Michigan in that first round game, and then
This their first year, yeah. Eligibility,
Drake.
being eligible.
Right. And then Drake was a D2 coach who brought 4 of his D2 players. So the sneaky talent pipeline now is getting guys from D2 because if you're one of these, and also getting the down transfers from guys not getting minutes at the big schools. So that's what's interesting. Everyone's going to have to continue to adapt. And I saw something about Woj at St. Bonaventure. Like St. Bonaventure is embracing we are a stepping stone. If you come ball out of St. Bonaventure, we know you're gone. And like, we're going to embrace that and say, look, come to St. Bonaventure. We'll give you a decent amount of money. And then guess what? If you hoop and we're a successful team and you're bought in, like you're going to have opportunities from there. So everyone's going to have to continue to adjust. The whole thing about limiting the amount of times you transfer, having to come for 2 years or stuff like that, I'm really just worried that it's going to be hard to execute. And even if you do have a rule like that, that's 2 years, what happens if the coach leaves? Then does that change it? And then also if you have a salary cap of how much money you can pay to players, okay, great. Then we're going to go back to what Bill Self and Coach K and what all these coaches were doing originally of paying guys under the table. So it's
That's
kind of
why
a
I say
mess,
you don't
but
put no cap on it. NIL is gonna be NIL because money has always been flying around. But if you limit the transferring, it'll be much better. You're gonna make exceptions to anything. Exceptions are gonna happen. You know what I mean? You got to sit out, or if you was hurt, and they're gonna figure out those type of things. But you can't let this shit be the Wild Wild West. This is bad. And I love college basketball, and I'm not against players getting paid, but they're gonna have to figure out something.
Because not every school gonna want to be that stepping stone. They're gonna want to have their own success and own stories.
Hell no.
I think it's cool though.
Shout out to them for trying to embrace it, trying to find some positive to wrap out of it. But yeah, every school is not gonna. It's okay to be a stepping stone when you're trying to be that, but there's other schools who are organically building a good team, and now they're blindsided with being a stepping stone. It's a difference when you coming into it knowing exactly what you are. If you understand, if you blow up and become a rapper, not any of us, hypothetically, Christian blows up and for whatever reason he becomes this guy. Now he starts dating Instagram models and he understands that his relationship is transactional. He understands that, it's different. Now if he is him and he's blindsided, not knowing a relationship is transactional, it's a different thing. If you know you're being used and you fine with it, fine. But if you get blindsided with being used, you're gonna be like, damn, you're using me. And I think it's the same way with the schools. It's just like,
I would say I love Coach Ivy, by the way.
you would say you love what?
Coach Ivy.
Oh. So you want your daughter to go play?
My first daughter's not a sports fan. My next one might be. Who knows? My first daughter's a theater kid. At least based on her 2.5-year-old self. She fucking loves just running around singing and dancing and acting out movies.
I be thinking about, man, I used to skateboard 24/7. That shit is no part of my career. Like,
Yeah, life
personality.
always
Yeah,
evolves.
it's always
Evolves, yeah.
changed.
You go through phases.
For sure. We signing up for everything though. You gonna try softball before you tell me you don't want to play softball. You know, you're gonna try to hoop a little bit. She do like golf clubs though.
Is money an accurate indicator of success? Somebody put that in here for Unplugged.
I think success is.
In some ways, but I think it's more so. I would say happiness, honestly.
Yeah, that's exactly. If you're doing something that makes you happy and you genuinely feel like you're comfortable in life, I think you're successful.
But even then, the comfortable in life comes from the financial aspect.
But if you're
of it.
happy where you like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like if you're happy with where you're at and you're comfortable with that.
You could be financially stable and not have the most money. You're far from the most money in the world.
Repeat the question for me again.
Oh, bro. Is money an accurate indicator of success?
Because we see some people who do have a lot of money that essentially aren't happy.
But that's
That don't
not.
mean
He's
it's
not
a
asking.
success.
Yeah,
But
that's
that's
asking about
success.
success, not about happiness.
Yeah, but I think you kind of need a combination of both.
I don't think you do. For success, I don't think you need to be happy. Now you will see people leave a
Kawhi-
successful position.
Boom. Kawhi Leonard left the Raptors. They were successful, but he clearly wanted other.
True, but he also didn't want to be there.
They were still successful,
They were. So essentially, he also probably wasn't happy.
but he was successful.
Yeah.
This is that. I'm only saying that because
Yeah.
you're bringing up a lot of shit that ain't success.
Just to answer that, I'm gonna say not entirely. I think happiness plays a part in
In success.
Same.
success. Yeah, I do.
I think.
I think. I
Because
don't think
also, because if you're not happy, there's always that void of that you're still like thriving to do something. So essentially, you aren't completely successful because you haven't succeeded the ultimate goal, which is to be happy.
That's a good argument, honestly.
Like there's always going to be that void that you're working towards or something.
Yeah. If
But-
you can't find happiness in your success, then are you actually successful?
Yeah.
I think that comes down to the person by person.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think in an overall altering thing, we've heard a lot of stories where somebody has been successful and we've deemed them successful, and then we find out later, man, they were depressed. Dang, he committed suicide.
Like Robin Williams, 48 hours before he committed suicide, was telling people don't commit suicide.
Yeah.
As successful as can be. I just watched Jack the other day, by the way. Go watch Jack.
Or like you see Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber financially is successful, but we've seen a lot of instances where he looks extremely depressed, and like he's even talked about his mental health. And essentially, Justin Bieber probably feels like this life isn't what it's cut out to be, and I'm not happy in it. So yeah, I might have money.
But you would deem him as
Would you-
successful.
He's a successful artist regardless.
He's a
would deem
successful
him-
artist.
Yeah.
But like, is him personally, he might not feel like his
I
success
think-
is complete
and-
because he's not happy.
And I might be wording this
but
wrong
we
too.
still.
And let's just hope JB is.
Yeah, I hope he's
Absolutely.
doing a lot better.
But we still deem him as what?
Successful.
I think it could go the other way though, where like, I think there are a lot of successful artists or people that don't have money to show for it, but we still look at them and say, that motherfucker's a success. He's really talented at what he does.
But I think that's us. You got to understand, he's asking a question that we're looking at a general consensus. I'm not basing it off of what I think, and I'm thinking overall. That's why I said Justin Bieber
from
is
the
looked
broad
at
perspective
as a successful artist and a person. There are other people right now that are telling their kids if they want to be we're using him as an example because he is successful. We're not bringing in if he was suicidal, if he had a drug problem, or he was arrested 30 times. No, what does he do?
In the grand
he
scheme
is
of
successful.
things,
And his account,
probably money is probably going to determine success. But
how many people? I'll throw this out there. How many people because you're a fan of his firsthand? How many people have an issue with Drake for all of these things that have nothing to do with the music? But a Drake fan is going to say, regardless of what you feel and what you say, you have to respect him because he is successful. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is.
In order, in a lot of cases, in majority of cases, in order to make a lot of money, someone has to be paying you because you are good at what you do, or that you created something that is looked at to be good. Mm-hmm. So I see that as success. It's not the end all be all, right? But that's not the question.
Yeah,
that's what Chandler Parsons or somebody who's been hurt all the time but made a bunch of money, and somebody would say something to them online or whatever in person, and they would be like, "Well, shit, I'm successful."
From the outsider's perspective, yes, success could definitely be perceived as money, but internally, your ultimate goal of success may also just be happiness. And if you're not happy with what you're doing,
everybody's individual position is
that's why I'm
different.
only leaving it at what he has.
Yeah, no. From the outside perspective, yes. If you see someone with a lot of money, they doing good, they can do whatever the hell they want at any given time. Yeah, you're gonna perceive that they're successful, but they honestly may not feel like they're successful.
Scientifically proven that people who have more money are more happy than people that don't because it just makes life easier.
If I don't got to worry about where I'm going to lay my head and shit like that, then I'm probably going to be more happy than the guy that's getting evicted or whatever.
A lot of your hardships go away with just having enough money to feed yourself and have a roof over your head. Sure.
It is like that, but also I think it depends. Some people just being in that public eye, it just weighs them down.
You can be successful without being in the public eye.
No.
The dude just spent $6.2 million on the Celtics. Nobody knew he existed.
No, I'm not saying that.
We went to school right across the street from $5 million houses. And I promise you, the white
dentist.
I was just going on the fact that we see people who are in the public eye who we deem successful and they just aren't happy.
No,
and
for sure, I think that's the thing that's like. But that's what I'm limited to the conversation of what he asked, because I think when you do that, there's a bunch of information that you will never know about a person that you would have to go figure out. When me and you, let's just say hypothetically, me and you after this episode, we went and got the wine together. We're not doing that, by the way, but if we were to, and we got out the car and we seen a dude open up a lamb truck, we would then proceed to go into that restaurant and say, "Damn, dude, he winning. He got it."
And we never know who he
know
is.
anything about him, but we're going to deem him as successful.
Right.
We won't know if he was depressed yesterday, if he's suicidal. We won't even know if that's his car, if he rented it. We're just going to walk away and deem he's successful.
And to build off that, that's why I say I think to me, in my mind, the way I perceive it, happiness has to play a part.
I am in 1,000% agreement.
Because that same dude that was just driving that Lamborghini, say it's Christmas or whatever, and you seen the dude driving his Lamborghini, he went home, he just by himself. Yeah. He literally alone. He don't got shit else to do.
Absolutely.
But you went with your friends, you with your family, you celebrating. It's all the good times. Like, to me, I feel like there is some like happiness from you that's just like he can't find that same value. No matter how much money he got.
I'm in 1,000% agreement. My only disagree, or the only standpoint, the only reason my perspective changed is because I will never be able to know that information from every single person I come across. Whether it's a public figure, the dude at Target that pulled up in a nice car, the dude that is at my school that teaches at the school that has a different Rolex every day. That's what we look at generally. Now, to me, in my own personal life, I 1,000% agree. I would choose to be happy in this current state than to have $100 million.
Yes.
If somebody told me you can get $100 million, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah. But he said, hold up, you ain't gonna be happy. I'm gonna say, can I stay where I'm at right now and just be happy? I'll take this.
I think if there was a price tag on happiness, anybody with money would probably trade it for that.
And also, I think some people with money, they would. Like, imagine being in a public eye all the time. Some of them probably want some level of privacy, and they have so much money. They would probably, if they could financially sacrifice some money to get their privacy back and some sort of normalcy, they would probably do that.
Yeah, but I would trade my privacy to get that bag for my family. The TMZ,
Yeah, it depends on how much money we're speaking.
Yeah.
I would take LeBron's money
As being a billionaire.
for them to watch me take my garbage out, or they have to have the camera on me and
But even then, we don't
even
even get that type of stuff from Bron. Obviously, he
exactly
doesn't go
That's
to
why
Target, I would
take it.
assume.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
I
take it,
feel like you
But-
can control
yeah.
some of that, bro.
But like he's also said that he can no longer just go to Target with Savannah and like just.
absolutely.
He got enough money. He
we
can build
should-
his own
but
Target,
what
put
would
that shit
you-
across
what
the
would
street
you-
and go anytime
Yeah.
he wants.
What would you think his answer would be if you asked him to trade all of it to be able to go to Target?
He would probably keep it all. But what
I'm-
if?
I'm
But
on
what
the
if you
same.
told him sacrifice 10% of it?
Oh, then yeah.
10% to a billionaire is still a shit ton of
That's
money.
what I said. I think
Yeah.
if you were able to price some things and that,
But I think he would pay
Yeah.
it to be able to say, get out my face. For
Yeah,
the
that's what I
summer."
mean. Like, he'll
Yeah.
still have a shit ton of money
Yeah,
if he
exactly.
10%.
That's why I'm doing it, because it's like you want to see me walk my dog here, but the rest of the family is straight. Oh, the guys are straight. Oh, hell yeah, we cool.
That privacy
Millie
is-
pulling up in a Lamborghini.
Super important, though. There was a
It is, yeah.
I
it
saw a
is.
TikTok. I saw a TikTok where Kai Trump, the granddaughter of Donald Trump, was playing golf with Garrett Clark, who's the guy at one of the guys at Good. And they're swinging, and then they show behind, and it's fucking Secret Service because she
Yeah.
can't live her life
She can't
normally.
live a not
No.
normal.
And I'm just like, obviously, this is different level. We talk about politician
Yeah.
versus me. I mean, I guess the Trump family's just really rich either way. It's like she can't just live a normal life because
sure.
she needs
I
protection.
remember
all the
Obama
time.
daughters, one of them smoked cigarettes and stuff. They just
was
always
a story.
did it on
Yeah,
camera.
they was.
that
I
was
think they was at Lollapalooza.
And I'm like, bro, I'm sure they just went on to smoke their cigarette.
yeah.
Like it's a big deal. I'm smoking a cigarette. I'm a human.
And I know, like one thing again too, like
But I'm trading that for the fam. I'm trading that for the fam.
I could put up with this shit, man. I feel like it's so much things that's like.
Secret
It
Service.
seems like
crazy,
it's
though.
it's the worst thing that you can't do all that type of shit, but honestly, you can find ways to work around that shit all the
For
time.
sure, yeah.
I agree with everything.
I mean,
y'all
I'm assuming
saying.
that Secret Service becomes like part of your family if they're with you 24/7. Just like how a nanny becomes like a part of the family.
Hell yeah.
Just around all the time.
Hell yeah. There was a
You
dude-
hungry? We gonna make some dinner. You hungry? Like it just they're a human at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that's a good question though, because there is no right or wrong answer. I don't
It's
think.
none. It's none. I'm just going off because we all have a personal expectation, but I'm being real.
Yeah.
I'm just being a real human at the end of the day. If we all went somewhere out of town right now, and a dude pulled up at the airport to pick up his wife, or a dude was getting picked up, and a Maybach was outside and they opened up the door for him, we'd be like, damn, he living.
Anytime, yeah. Even when
Instantly
I'm
we're
on the
gonna say
road
success.
and I see a crazy car, I do try to look, give the old sneak into the window to see who the hell is in that car. Cause it's like you gotta be somebody in that car.
When me and my girl
Most
driving,
of the times they're not. It's just made really good decisions. Like honestly,
me and my girl driving through where we live at, you got to pass up certain houses, and it's like, damn, look at
who
that
got
house.
that house?
sometimes
They are
people get
successful.
really, really lucky though.
Hey,
Investing in Bitcoin,
really,
like
really lucky.
15 years ago, just don't here go $200 to Bitcoin, and then now you just
Some people know what they doing too.
multi-millionaire.
I don't want to
Yeah, yeah,
discredit
yeah.
the people that knew what they was doing, but there's other people who have said, yeah, I just got lucky. The stars aligned and I did this at the right time.
Even the people that are doing it the right way, there's a level of luck to pretty much being successful at everything.
I think we've been very incredible with our job, but I don't necessarily want to use the word luck, but I do think
Right
we were
place, right
fortunate.
time for a
We
lot of them.
started at the
Yeah.
perfect time. When we started, nobody else was doing this shit.
Send the right email. Get the right GM. If Doug could have been a normal GM, normal GMs is not answering they fucking emails from some random kid whose username is extra.
Also, networking gets you far too.
Yeah.
Making
We
building
also just
relationships.
went off vibes too. We didn't overthink. Our shit was called Through the Wire after a Kanye song. We didn't overthink. It said it, we stuck, and we went. So many people were like, what should I name? I'm gonna name the pick and roll.
And yeah, it
the
has
pick
to
and
be
pop.
basketball oriented, like for the name base, where it's
Yeah.
like with a small ball.
Dang.
It's so crazy. I really didn't even mean to do that. I just wanted to pick a basketball
The
term.
corniest one you
But
can
it's
think
like
of.
you can pick a
yeah.
basketball term.
You
and
want to
it's
find the corniest whatever. Yeah.
a boxing one podcast. That's
Crazy, ain't it? That's crazy.
For a guy, it's crazy because if Mike started his own basketball show today, his shit would definitely be called the pick and roll. The give and go. The give and go with Mike.
The high flyers.
Oh, see, yeah.
Off the glass. Now we're probably naming real people
No,
podcasts.
that
Let me
is
stop. I'm
100%.
sorry.
These are real people
I'm
podcasts.
There's
sorry.
no basketball term that hasn't been used on the podcast name before.
Come on,
We
man.
got to be able to find
I
one.
had some shit called the heliocentric. Once that was taken, it was it. It was it. Everything was taken.
He really said something like small ball.
I'm going through some more unplugged shit. I do want to make it. I want to make an announcement. I need people to get familiar. I was very disappointed to see when I asked for Unplugged, a lot of basketball shit was in here. And I feel like it's from some of y'all that really watched the show, by the way. Really, really watched the show. So I need y'all to get y'all shit
You
together
don't want to unplug by talking about the Utah Jazz?
and lock in. Like, for an example, where's my boy at? AP Hoops, love you. You're my guy.
He definitely clipping out our Clippers segment. From
Yeah, I
earlier.
love you. You're the boy. Got to talk about the run for the Clippers. You know damn well AP Hoops Unplugged ain't got shit to do with no damn basketball. I'm holding you accountable because you real diverse and locked in into. No, you're not diverse. It's only Clippers.
It's
but,
only Clippers.
You really
Like,
locked
you got
in.
your corner. You got your corner. Do you?
You really locked into what we do, so you know better. So I got to hold you accountable. Skinny Hardaway. I like this name. This is for you,
I
Darrick.
wouldn't go to a school where I couldn't have my name on the back of my jersey. By the way.
Same. P, please break down why Cooper's Hawk is life-changing and why D-Mill is rightfully getting pressed for your bottles of wine. Also, talk about that dragon fruit sangria. I haven't had it. Have you?
No.
And
That
if
must
you
be
don't
new.
know, find out. And somebody did comment and say, why you sound like me? They talking about this dragon fruit
So
sangria.
when I go get your wine, I should just grab me a bottle of that.
What did I tell you to get me?
You wanted the blueberry and some sweet red.
I want you to replace my blueberry with dragon fruit sangria.
Okay. I love a good sangria, so I'm gonna definitely grab me a bottle.
Why is it life-changing? Why is it
I think it's-
life-changing?
Honestly, probably my most pleasant wine experience that I've had. And I was somebody who was anti-wine for a long time, just because I always thought it would be bitter and nasty and just not my vibe. And then I just eventually just found Cooper's Hawk one day because my sister used to drink sweet red, and
Yes.
one day I just decided to try it, and I was like, oh, this is actually an enjoyable drink that you can just sit down and watch a movie and something. If you want to get a little lit, you can have 3 glasses. But if you just want to enjoy a nice glass, one little glass, you know.
Let's keep it real.
It's really enjoyable.
I've never known.
I haven't done the wine tasting.
Let's keep it real. My wine tasting is about the bottles. And if I don't like it, I just don't buy it again. But let's just keep it real. But I could see there's some sexy shit to do with your lady or something. My girl don't drink, so boom. But anyway, having a glass in your hand makes you feel a little bit more sophisticated. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not drinking my wine from no cup. I'm keeping a glass.
Yeah.
That's already a different set of maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, as somebody who used to drink dark, hard liquor early in life, I'm too old and I just live a different lifestyle than to be having a hangover and waking up feeling
Yes.
shitty. I know you used to drink, well, you still do drink.
No, you just low
that
key
Henny
spit.
hangover or that
I
Remy.
don't drink enough to get hangovers, but you was spitting with that just being fancy or something about it, cause I be feeling like a grown
You
ass
ain't
man.
ever drunk enough to get a hangover? You drink like a,
I don't drink. I don't really get hangovers like that.
damn, okay.
But
I know you
I
was
got
on
like
go
these-
after the club,
Yeah, that's the only time I really get hungover.
head out the window.
throwing up. But I got those glass tumblers, and I'll put like a little bottle, or like I'll pour some in there, and I feel like a grown man. I like got a little bottle, of, little glass of scotch or some shit. After a long day, you
A long day
grinding.
from Mike means what?
He made 4 builds. He cursed out 3 teammates. One of them is small, so he ain't done nothing but help the community and help Mike set up his fucking
I
Discord
did
and run
like
it.
that you apologized to Small publicly after y'all.
Oh, I
2K
get,
run
I get
up.
into it with somebody in my Discord every other day.
Let's talk about some things with you.
Yeah.
What does a hard day look like? You still answered that question.
Keep it on that. Keep it on that for sure. Keep it on that.
Not much, honestly.
Okay, that's fair.
It's more so.
It can be relative.
It's the aesthetic, because I like movies.
Are you like one of the people that's gonna get the custom ice balls, like the big ass ice ball to put in your whiskey?
No,
to
I've
make
seen
an
those
old
before. Those we've had like the little plastic ice cubes. They kind of suck.
Somebody gave me a ice cube mold of a golf ball for Christmas. I'm like, where the fuck would I use this? Where would I use
I'm
this?
this much of a
But
golf fan.
I did say that though. It's not
Yeah.
like I'm saying it now without.
Yeah.
I did say that. Like, where would I use this?
Yeah.
It was
I
just-
just
I
know
bought
you
some
like
shit
golf.
the
I
other
was like,
day.
You're right. I do like
It
golf.
was
those type of shits I just keep. I don't use. I just keep.
it was a
I don't think I've ever
popsicle
used it.
makers. It's like a plastic. It's just got like the mold of a popsicle.
He explained to us a popsicle.
It was
Okay.
cheap as it was $5. It was like a little plastic one. I was like, I need this shit. It broke immediately. But I did get one good use out
Hey,
of
my
it.
mom or I think maybe my girl bought me a golf bottle opener, and I was like, when am I gonna use this? It look cool. I ended up needing it, and I used it. And I was like, oh, this is nice. But so I just had a three-peat in Mike's tourney. I broke the league. I'm gonna say that I broke the league. So I'm gonna take some time off because I didn't know I broke the league. But I want to see better for you. I want to see you going on a peat and whatever. I need you to be a better leader.
Yeah.
Because I talked to Smalls was on my team after you cursed him out, and a lot of the info about when you cursing these guys out is that you do dumbass shit yourself, but then you find somebody to blame. You gotta fix that, bro. And I'm telling you this as a leader too, because I lead my own teams. You have to crash out after. Stop crashing out during. He might be saying shit like this, Darrick. I don't know why I drafted your ass, man. You finna be banned. And they still have 2 games left potentially.
Yeah.
You have to tell that to a guy after y'all been kicked. Now that you say that, he on pins and needles, and now you brain fucking him. He don't know if he should shoot, pass, shoot. Now he's shooting dumb shit. He passing open shots. Now he playing worse because you done fucking put him in a corner mentally.
I would tell you, I was dying laughing in Discord when y'all were arguing.
Do it after the series.
I think what happened was Smalls took a bad shot. At the
He
end of the
did
game or
take a
something.
bad shot.
And Mike got on his ass taking that shot, and Smalls like, my fault, bad shot, but that's not the reason why we lost. In a lot of cases, that usually is the case. Like, the last shot is not the reason. It's 4 quarters worth of shit. And then he was like, why can't we just say we lost without pointing at fingers? And Mike say, I gotta blame somebody.
Exactly.
I'm like, hell no.
That's how I feel with Marvel Rivals, because it seems like the whole team could be playing bad, and they're gonna always be blaming one person.
Yeah, it's usually
Now,
some guy.
I'm not gonna lie.
Somebody's gonna give you the scapegoat for sure.
I tell people things that I think are worth the blame, but I don't do it the same as you. You have to highlight it. So like I told Smalls when he was in my thing, we lost, but we were gonna lose anyway. But I told him, like, brother, they have a 99 offensive rebounder. You have 0 rebounds going into halftime. Why keep leaving your corner to crash and you ain't got 1 rebound? Common sense says, let me just stay here because I'm not getting a rebound any fucking way. If you had 5 boards, I could see. But for you to have 0, something in your brain has to click to say, let me stop doing this dumbass shit.
Right.
Let me stop going, and this is not Smalls no more, but just players. Let me stop going for the steal when I have 0 steals in the 3rd quarter.
When we was playing with, I'm not even going to say his name.
Yes, but that's why the league is broke. Momentum went from the dude who name you wasn't going to say, went from asking Smalls to ban him to drafting him.
Why?
Because he needed a 99 offensive rebounder.
Oh.
And then they was leaking. So I was like, hey, if we so good that you leaked the whole game. Yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly, your reaction. If you, and I don't even know if it was sort of.
He was reacting to it.
But if you're going to do that, then it's like, y'all gonna have it. And then Josh got the juice quitting in the middle of a series.
I heard about
it's
that.
It's too serious.
That's how you
for
get
me.
banned, right? You get suspended
It's
at
too,
least, right?
KB, it's mean too much to these guys. Like, I'm leaving
Somebody
the league.
in your team hit their desk so fucking hard.
That's
During
why
that
Done.
game.
Like, y'all got it.
You see how I try to do the little theme shit or whatever?
Yeah, to
like,
make
I
it fun.
just make shit
Yeah.
fun or whatever, and motherfuckers don't even want to do that.
So
Bro,
it's,
whoever was mad, he was like, this dude ain't even got his
He's
dude
like-
looking like somebody else.
That was Max talking about momentum.
so that's why I'm
He's
like,
like, you trying that hard? You don't even got to change your dude like attribute wise. You don't got to bring him
Yeah,
the
just
bill.
make him look
You
like
just make
somebody.
him look like somebody else. He
It
couldn't
just
even do that.
That's why I said we broke the league, man. We broke the league. We broke the league. We trying to hit. Then now I had to explain the click because he run, but he ain't too familiar. And I was telling him, like, bro, it's been times when me and Mike made new bills and we just wanted to be able to bring them out, and you can't because everybody else is playing like renters do. Everybody playing
It's a
renters
fact.
do. And it's like, bro, for Josh got the juice, who I love, he's a legitimate day one. I love him, for real, for real. For him to leave in the middle of a series based off what a motherfucker is saying, This is too much, guys. We have to recollect ourselves for what this means to us. We have to recollect it. For momentum to say, man, fuck that dude, Smalls, ban him. He's being weird in the chat. He's being weird, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to talk like momentum. Ban him. And then for you to lose and then say, you know what, fuck all of that. Fuck my code of ethics, my moral. I'm going to draft his ass. It means too much for y'all, man. It means too much. We won, and nothing changed for my life. I had to get up again and come to this show and work. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. I went to bed later, woke up more tired. That's all that changed. But I promise you, I didn't get a check in the mail. 2K didn't reach out.
Hey, maybe you should start.
I still have to pay for my bills.
Giving out money.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing fucking changed
We
for
need
me.
to start
It
a damn
means
league.
too much.
Yeah.
It means too fucking much. So now what I have to do, Mike, I have to figure out a build to make to just have fun. I'm just on some have fun shit. I'm not trying to be in the runs. I might try to see if some guys want to make a pro-am team, Tiger Woods or some shit, and I'm just going to have fun. They making that shit too serious. And that's why I had to show momentum. Y'all won a championship. Nobody gave a fuck. The chat was dead. When we was winning it, it was going. You had people trying to recruit, hey, man, yeah. Because it's fun. But if y'all going to play like some hoes.
Hey, that's why when we played y'all in that finals, I was so happy that we were playing y'all instead of momentum because it was, although we lost both games, we got swept. It was a good ass series. Like
no, I
both,
think it was 7. Didn't y'all win a second game?
we did. But like both games were super close.
No,
It was a grinded
y'all
out.
might have was about to win, and I hit it to go into overtime. Remember y'all had that 7-point lead with a minute
Yes.
left? And we came
Yes,
back, well, I
that-
think we did might have swept y'all.
But that's why I was just happy that we was going against y'all because we didn't have to play it against no like crazy.
It wasn't
cheese.
lame.
It was just like
it was
ball.
good
We was just
basketball, yeah. That's why I was happy with the last one when we played Tiger Woods because that went 7 and it was fun. It was actually like challenging and you had to, but like somebody game plan is like let's get a 99 offensive rebound and leak. Like, I mean, you won. I can't take that away from you, but it's like you play like a bitch. Y'all play like 5
I like
bitches.
getting my buckets on people.
Yeah, I
mean,
like
you get
to
the
just play.
easy ones, but you just I
It
don't
just
know.
yeah, it's a it's you know it's competitive. It's
Can we get
real.
another Zusfall?
Huh?
Let's go in there as Zusfall and one more person.
Nope.
Yeah,
No?
I don't even think it's worth it because again, it's gonna be so lamed out because they're gonna bitch that we know each other. They're gonna bitch that we don't that they can't that we don't like playing like hoes. It's just too much bitching about a video game where none of us are getting anything off of it. It's a Mike Ball claim. Hey, I won in Mike League. I can't even say that on Twitter. They're gonna be, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just
I
got.
did hear some people got some action. All
you mean?
being a champion in the tournament league.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm like,
Hey,
action
you know what
can
I
mean a
heard?
lot of things.
And this is also why I got to get on your ass.
Like they had some girls come up to them.
You
stuff
got to
like
regulate.
that. Like
you
they
gotta
got some
regulate. You got to
popularity.
regulate your shit a little better too. And I've been telling you that for a while. But this is why I drew the line, KB
Mm-hmm.
and Darrick and you, because I don't think you know this. I can't say that this is a fact, but it was brought to me. It was told to me from a factual perspective. They was not joking or LOL, and they was dead ass serious. Somebody paid Bisher $100 to lose on purpose.
You lying, right?
That's what I said. And these
You
motherfuckers
lying.
are so sick.
Because like if you just go,
Every reaction, and thank
if you
you.
go back,
This shit is not this
if
serious.
you if you rewind the podcast maybe 5 minutes or so, P just said when you win the tournament, you don't get anything. You don't get no money. You don't get no shout out on the pod. Like you don't get anything. So for you to want to just win that maybe that one round, you're gonna pay $100. You might as well put that shit in a new bill.
They wasn't even trying to win. They just wanted momentum to lose.
Hey, I ain't gonna
That's
lie.
actually pretty funny.
I ain't gonna lie. It might be low key worth that $100 to see him rage out. Cause momentum love, like he one of the people that really care for that shit. Like
I fuck with momentum. I just hate that he gotta do the bitch because I think they team might have would have still beat us even if they wasn't leaking. It was at a point where they were up 20 and was still leaking, and it was just like, bro, we get it. You fucking won.
did you see what I quit out in our game?
Smalls wanted to. I said, don't quit. Just don't quit.
In our game or
Is
whatever
that
they
lame?
had. They had their little 99 offensive rebounder or whatever, right? They getting their boards. And I just see momentum's like 7 for 23, 7 for 20, just shooting. And I'm wondering, like, what is y'all doing? And then he's like, man, just back. He trying to go for the rebound record. I'm like, bro, y'all really like, y'all taking the integrity out the league.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all taking the integrity out the league.
His record for points, you know, Kobe came in there at one time. Kobe had the points
He had
record
like 50-something.
for 2K24. I guarded Kobe when he had that. He got it ethically.
Right.
He came up the court, used a pick and roll, made the shots. Momentum like, yeah, I got it for this year. Telling him, I was like, nah, motherfucker, I was there for that one too, and you leaked.
If you're getting 30 points
You
off,
leaked.
literally, yeah. I'm going to make my player have 90 fast speed, 96
no morals,
speed.
no ethics or principle in the league. Now, if you want to go into regular pro-am where they zoning and do all of that, do you. But we got like a little community where everybody know each other. It ain't that serious, bro. It ain't that serious. So that was my 2 cents. And then you gotta regulate some shit. You gotta come up with some better rules.
I do.
Motherfuckers
It's-
is lagging it, and then they whole team want to lag when you gotta run. No, you can't do that. No.
It's getting a little late, like in like 2K year wise.
For sure.
So I was
That's
thinking
why I was
definitely
contemplating
going into
making my build.
2K26, and I know this shit is going to be like a staple again. You going to have some shit where it's different.
Tyler said he really excited to play 2K again.
No, I
Part
am
of me,
too.
part of me really wants to have like attribute limits on shit. Like you can't walk in that shit with 99 steal. Like I don't know, it's just certain things, but I don't want to be that type of regulator. But it's just like at some point, people.
No,
just
you
get
can't
over
regulate
it.
that.
Yeah, you can't regulate the build that they putting the money into. But I
Right.
feel I know what you mean though. You definitely, it's a fine line, and that's why it's going to take a little work.
Yeah.
And we'll have to sit down and try to do it before the next game come out. You're right, because this at the end. Because yeah, it's that fine line. Because it's like you want people to have freedom, but you don't want people
I don't
coming
want.
there playing like
I don't want it
hoes.
to be. I don't want it to have to be like the sweaty ass pro-am that we literally hate playing.
That's why we started.
The reason
thing.
why we started doing this shit is so we didn't have to play them type of people on pro.
And then it's expanded. You growing. You got other creators like KB was playing in it, Click playing in it. Kobe was on fucking the 2K commercial when you start up the game, the little 2K2 TV. He playing in it. And did y'all ever see that? Yeah, Kobe was on there after we left from All Star. You came back home and he's in there getting interviewed on 2K TV. You got guys like that playing, and it's like they walk like yesterday. They felt the same. They like the hell was that? That shit is not that deep. And it's like nah, that's not a good representation of what the runs are. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to bring people in there who trying to vibe and have fun. And because yeah, if I want to go and make a build and just test it out, I should feel, you know what I'm saying? Or if somebody else do it, you should feel comfortable bringing a build. It ain't the fucking life or death.
Yeah.
It's like, even when we was trying to get Darrick into playing and we would bring him and they like, no, we ain't gonna guard him. It's like, I understand not guarding. I'm not saying you gotta cover him, but damn, we get it. He's new
Y'all
to the
just
game.
double him
You're
off
right.
from the
It's
hard.
like,
We
come
just
on,
playing
man.
4 on
It's like,
5.
come on, man. And I'm guilty of it too. I think, you know, I've seen weak motherfuckers on y'all teams and I've definitely manipulated that against you. But that's only in the finals.
Yeah, I've been thinking about
Only
it
in the
because I
finals.
done had a couple first round exits and some bad losses, and I was thinking about it like, yeah. But you know what? It was kind of worth it because I had fun. Even though I be yelling and shit, it'd be fun as hell to play with some of the weak people just because he had a moments like when we had Teriyaki. We know Teriyaki not that good.
But
But he-
Teriyaki a different week. He ain't as weak as like when Darrick was first starting.
You're right.
He can hit a shot. Darrick legitimately didn't know the buttons, and you had people talking about, don't guard him. And then they'd be in the chat like, yeah, we beat y'all. We beat y'all. But I only did it with like Momentum so Momentum and Bishop, they tried to draft PB who ain't that good and then say, we won with PB. So it's like, no, I'm not going to guard his ass then. And then you use it and something like, well, you trying to flex when we had PB. No, you contradicting it. You can't have it both ways. If you win, it's like we won, but we got PB. But then if you lose, well, we had PB. Hell no. Hell no. But yeah, that's my LaMike Ball TED
That
Talk.
being said, there's a tournament tonight.
I will not be in that shit. I will not be in that shit. I'm
If
taking
you
the
want to
next
see
couple
somebody
off.
get yelled at, be
I'm
there.
definitely gonna watch, but I will not be in it.
I'll
But
definitely watch.
this is my last thing I'm gonna say about 2K in general. So I told
I
you
got one more thing too.
I'm trying
So
to
go
figure out
ahead.
a build to just have fun. So you know what I was thinking of making?
Cool.
This is gonna give y'all a laugh. A Josh Giddey build.
Oh!
You fuck with a Josh Giddey build or that hit?
I think it's like
You can't put nothing on TV for Darrick because he gonna react if something.
But
cool
I
happens.
liked it when I reacted when I was talking this shit. I could act like it was a
I
reaction.
just what the hell does that build look like? It's just all around.
It's just a 6'8" point guard. No, a 6'8" shooting guard because you can only be 6'8", 7 point guard. Like a
Does he got
91
rebound?
pass. You can
They
rebound.
have a template for you for Josh Giddey.
What's it called?
It's called like a Josh. You know how you can go players.
Yeah, but
Josh
don't
Giddey
it
has
got a
his own.
name?
Oh, I don't know.
I
I just remember Josh Giddey's in there somewhere.
think he ended up having an 85-3 to get like Dead Eye Silver, but
that ain't Josh
the
Giddey,
mid range came out. He
Oh,
shooting
it's this month.
50%.
It's this month.
He
Josh
shooting
Giddey. Right,
50%.
right, right. Forgot
I
about
just want
that.
something fun. Kobe White. I want somebody that can hit threes, but I can't. My shooting ain't that good on them little 6'3", 6'4s.
Are you gonna have the same Josh Giddey movement?
Fuck no. Well, I mean, speed-wise, yeah, because when you're 6'8", when you're that tall, he won't have crazy speed. But I'm not finna get all his animations. I don't even think he got.
I think you was talking about it earlier when we was first finding out about them cap breakers. But yeah, you was right. With them taller builds, if you lower their ball handle and raise that with the cap breakers, it'd be saving a lot.
It saves a lot.
Cause I don't really have layup on my builds, so my layups be like 60.
You put me on to that. I put my builds have 70 layup.
I've had builds with 80 and 90 layup. That shit. You feel like you inclined to take the layups because it's so high, and then you be mad when it get blocked.
Yeah, it do get blocked a lot. Yeah. What was the other thing you was gonna say though?
I literally just forgot. I was trying to remind myself. I think he had to do some shit with the league, but it don't matter.
With the league y'all in, or like your runs?
No, like the runs.
Oh, yeah. It'll be back one day. I gotta let that shit decompress itself. That shit.
Hopefully, on some real, it's gonna sound like glazing. I think Tyler bring back some balance to the.
Me too.
Just because I'm assuming he would be one of the top players.
I hope so, but
we need more top
off.
like decent players.
He took a year. No, I think we need bottom. I think it's time for the Teriyakis to improve. I think it's time for the Doms of the world. And
I see what you're talking about.
Small's got to be better.
Because the role players do be the difference.
Yeah,
I'll be there for the first 3 months.
We all we all balance each other out. The top guys, you, me, Tiger,
me.
But there's also guys that fell off significantly.
I
heard him say me.
We know
Bugs ain't the same as he was last year. JoJo ain't the same as last year.
In that last stream in the tournament, we were going against Tiger, and Tiger was going crazy. Like,
yeah, he's probably the best player in these runs.
And I forget who was guarding him. Somebody was. It don't even matter. But I was telling him like, man, he killing you on that. There was like, man, why y'all keep talking about Tiger? He's not even that hard to guard. And I'm like, bro. Relax,
Tiger got that shit.
I remember D Mills could barely guard the back door.
Yeah.
So telling him to just guard one of the best, the better scorers in the league.
Those was fun. It's all you're right. It's fun playing with weak people because we was able to laugh at that shit, boy. That boy Darrick. Hey man, guard the back door. I'm trying. He too fast. All right, though, y'all. Another edition of the Numbers on the Board episode. We checked every box. You got some incredible NBA talk. You got some playoff talk. You got college basketball talk with Christian, transfer portal talk, and you got some Unplugged, and you got some money thrown in the air, some bets being made. Rest in peace, young Scooter. Street lottery, you dig? We gone. Peace. And you got some Unplugged. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah, you did.
All right.